No Genesis so far. Or cat. How's it going, Kevin?
Oh, it's going.
Let's go get a drink. Ooh.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, let me see if this works. Like always. You already live?
Yeah,
Okay.
we started 4 minutes ago.
Okay. I am coming outside. Why? I don't know why I am always in the wrong spot every time.
Because you fall asleep and don't move.
Last time I didn't fall asleep.
Usually, I'm just saying, not last time.
Yeah, 218? 217?
217.
217. Going live. Here we go. Assuming Destino's is going to be late. Alright, welcome everybody once again to another episode of Crafting a Chat. Kevin's playing Doom. He's killing some demons and aliens with his really big dong. Adam's sitting right next to me. Destino's probably taking a shower, taking a huge ass dump in the toilet. I'm here. I just got out of the shower. My voice is kind of shit, so I apologize in advance if I sound like I have a cow stuck up my nose. But, you know, It is another wonderful Tuesday. It is beginning of September. Welcome to September, guys. Plenty to get excited about this month. We got Astrobot coming this month. We got
Wow!
the fall starting this month. We got... Yeah, that's about it. Maybe we have a showcase this month. I
A
don't know. Let's
state of
see.
play, yeah, state of play. We got
Yeah.
maybe, and
Yeah,
we
maybe.
got,
Maybe. We'll see what happens. But otherwise,
we
gentlemen,
got we
how...
got a packed month. We got two things.
Shut up. So like we normally start this off, gentlemen, how we all doing? How we all feeling? I'm pretty sick, so I'm just giving you that heads up right now. Obviously, I'm drugged
great.
up. So if I start saying shit that I shouldn't be saying, just stop me, please.
Hey man, every
Hasn't
week
stopped
you're
you
drugged
before.
up.
Yeah, that's how we like to deal with a crafting a chat. Just get drugged up and get on the podcast, baby. Anywho,
Uh-huh.
anywho. What do we all do last week? Can I go first? We don't have to talk
Yes.
that much later on. I played and platinumed a game with my good old buddy Kevin. I believe it was called Escape from Kevin's Dick.
It's not what it was called, but okay.
What was it called again? Escape from
Academy.
or Escape Academy. There it is. There you go. Thank you, Adam. We had a fucking amazing time in that. We're gonna be playing the DLC, finishing that up too. That game is a lot of fun, tons of fun. If you're looking for a good co-op game, play that. It's an awesome platinum. It's not hard at all. Yeah, we had a ton of fun in that game. We a lot of the challenges were pretty straightforward. Some of them were kind of different, and you had to think outside the box a little bit. But for the most part, both Kevin and I think, had probably Kevin a little bit more than me. He figured out puzzles a little quicker than I did. Some of them I figured out a little quicker, and I was like, oh, you should do this, and he's like, what the fuck? So it was a decent mix between the two of us of like who took who was really figuring out the puzzles. But yeah, awesome platinum, funny game. It's really awesome. Give it a shot if you're into something co-op. If you guys play We Were Here or any other co-op series like Operation Tango or what's that other one Adam and I played? The story one, the one with the husband and the wife.
Oh,
What the hell was that game
Takes
called?
two?
It Takes Two. Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
both blanked.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. So if you're into games like that, absolutely give this a shot. It's on sale right now, I think, on the PlayStation Store. So go ahead and give it a shot. Sponsored. Um,
What?
I played some Stellar Blade, trying to get to that platy. I don't think I played anything else. I don't even think I watched anything else. I don't think I watched much. If I watched something, I may have forgotten. I don't know.
Helldivers 2, we
Maybe.
played a little bit.
We did play Helldivers 2 a little bit. Yes, we did, and I was very upset with the game. And yeah, I'm waiting for good updates to that game now. So we'll see what happens. I think that's the extent of what I did. And if I'm missing something again, I apologize. What the? But yeah, Adam, you want to go next?
Sure. Hold on, let me pull up my list.
My list,
He's
my
got a
big list,
I always
my
got a
ladies'
list.
lips.
I played Helldivers 2 with Genesis and Cat.
Hell yeah, baby.
It was
Oh yeah,
fun,
Cat's
but
gonna be off the podcast for a little bit. I forgot to tell you guys that.
what?
Since school started back up, Cat's not gonna be joining the podcast for a while.
Good.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, I started not started Helldivers 2. Played
Yeah, we started
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2 for
Yeah,
the
we
first
started
time.
Helldivers 2. Pretty good. I hope they don't nerf anything. No, played Helldivers 2. We had fun because we played together, but at the same time, like we were doing bots for some reason. I don't know. We had a weird host, and who refused to do bugs. And the
Did I
bots
refuse to
just
do bugs?
well, you only did bots, and you did it, and then you annoyed yourself, and then you quit. That's basically what happened.
But I thought we were doing bots because that was.
That was the major order, but I don't care
Yeah.
about that. Neither does Cat.
Mm.
So you cared about it. So you were like, let's do bots, and then you're like, I can't believe I've done this to myself, and bots suck. Because the bots still suck. They're still not fun. Sometimes they can be fun. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass. When we played, they were a pain in the ass. But even if we did bugs, I don't think we would have even had that. I think we would have played for the same amount of time. So, no, don't worry, don't worry. So yeah, Helldivers 2. Played more Dreams. I'm at level 28 now. I got 29 and 30 to go. So, 2 more. Getting close, getting close. Might have the platinum next week. I don't know. It depends. Astro comes out on Friday. We'll see. We'll see. Um, Speaking of Astro, I went back to Astro's Playroom, got the final bot, the hidden bot. It was an ape escape bot. I have to follow a guide for every single one because they're complicated as all hell. But I'm back to 100% trophies, and I'm just getting real excited to play it. I'm so tempted to buy the digital deluxe edition so I could play at midnight, but also keep my physical pre-order so I can get the poster. All right? Is that crazy?
I don't think that's crazy. I think you should do it.
I feel like that's crazy. I feel like
No,
that's crazy.
I'll
But
tell you what. I'm super excited for Astro now because I saw a screen cap of Dante's Astrobot in there.
oh
Dante from Devil May
yeah,
Cry.
yeah. Yeah,
I
apparently
saw that in
the
the
game's out. Like some people have gotten copies, so like spoilers are out. So I'm not sending anything Astro in the chat. So just be careful of stuff if you're looking forward to it. So
Mm-hmm. This
also
was from a
Astro,
video like
yeah, it looks so
IGN
good.
or something like that. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks so good. I can't wait. I can't wait. 13 to 16 hours for the platinum, according to Reddit, which
Decent.
isn't terrible. I'm gonna have a blast, and then free updates later in the year for the time trial stuff. Like I just
They
can't
did
wait to
say
play
that.
it. Yeah, I just can't
Mm-hmm.
wait. And they said they would update it with other things too, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so good. And then I went to the movies and I saw It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively movie. It's based on a book. My mom wanted to see it.
Isn't she getting a lot of heat for that or something like that?
She's
Is
getting a
it
lot
right?
of heat because she was in an interview and she was very rude to the interviewer. And they were, and she's just everyone's pointing out things where, like, interviews in the past where she was always kind of rude. Like she just has that like kind of like a, I don't know, that just like a bitchy attitude, I guess. I don't know. I
Hey,
thought always thought she was attractive. I never thought like she seemed like a nice
yeah, because
person.
she's still with Ryan Reynolds, right? Like they haven't divorced.
Yeah, they're still together.
They got kids
So,
too, right? I think.
yeah, I believe so. So, yeah. But yeah, I saw that movie. She was the weakest part of that movie, I will say. She had no chemistry with the main guy. Um, the main guy, I felt like really did like her. Like I thought there was chemistry on his end, but I just don't think they worked well together. Um, but the movie's about domestic violence, and they do a pretty interesting twist on it. But I hated the ending. I despised the ending of the film so much. And then I looked it up, and because I realized it was based on a book, and then the book had a completely different ending, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good ending. Why the fuck did they change that? I was so mad. I was so mad. Um, but I think the movie overall was not bad. I was entertained throughout the hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. I don't even know. I was entertained for it, so it was fun. And then I have to thank Kevin for my next game I played, Unpacking. Um, I forgot that I enjoyed the look of this game. I thought it looked fun. So I started it up yesterday, and I finished it today. I got the platinum. Um, it was a fun
Oh,
game. It's 8 levels of you unpacking and sorting rooms, and it tells a little bit of a story, and it
that
seems
is Adam
nice.
in a nutshell.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I would say
it's good. It's good. There's a lot
it's
of
real
like,
relaxing.
it's very relaxing. I will say, I wasn't playing with my headphones on because nobody's been on for the last couple days because Genesis has been sick, Kevin's been at work, and I've been getting off at like 12:45.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
that's
I
when
was
Kevin,
on the
Kevin, you
boys.
got on the other day, and I literally just got off, and I fell asleep
Yeah.
like immediately after I got
Oh.
off. So I woke up the next morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, come on.
Right.
No, you're good. I was just like, oh man, I missed him. Genesis, I knew you were sick. There's a lot going on with you.
Yeah.
And I've been
Hey,
on
but
vacation, so every time I go on vacation, nobody ever hops on, which is it's really funny. It just works out that way every time. I'm not saying everyone's ignoring me, but
where did you go to vacation again? I didn't even know.
where did I go to vacation? Nowhere. I'm home.
Oh, you
I'm
were just
literally
home.
home right now. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm live from Disney World. This place sucks.
What the?
Oh, get it
I
Never
went on
had this
one
so
ride. I
sad.
got 50 steps my entire day here.
50. What'd you do? Jump from each ride to ride? 50
I
steps.
said I went on one
God.
ride. One ride. I
Oh
did the
my
opposite of
god.
you. I did one more other thing, and I'm glad everybody's here for this. I did one more other thing. I watched a movie,
Mm.
and I want to play a little game. It's not. I don't think anybody's gonna guess this,
Right.
but I want y'all to guess the movie that I watched. It came
Okay.
out this year. Destinoto, what's happening with you right now? There you go. You're good. I
I was
watched.
adjusting.
It's fine. I watched
Go
a
ahead.
movie, and I want everybody to guess. It came out this year, and it's not one that we've talked about that any of us have seen, except now. Anybody care to guess what it is? I will give no other hints.
Oh, well,
Where,
what?
where did you
I,
see it? In theaters or home?
um, I saw it at home, but the method in which I used to watch it, um, it might still be out in theaters. It's not on any streaming service, as far as I'm aware.
Mm.
I will answer questions like that. So
Uh,
Yeah. Hmm.
Is it not even available to like purchase to stream
it might
yet?
be now. I think it came available at the end of August. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hmm.
Any guesses? No wrong, no
A
bad answers
genre.
here. No genre.
uh,
No bad answers. No bad answers. It would be
uh,
related to what we're doing here. It's related to what we do and talk about. It's something that's would be in our community.
did you watch the Borderlands movie?
There you go, baby. He got it. Guys, I watched the Borderlands movie today
Oh dear.
because I wanted to cut through all the noise and I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that the negative reviews aren't just negative because the cast is just completely too old to play the roles. I wanted to make sure that is it because of the special effects? Is it because of the PG-13 rating? And let me tell you, this movie sucked.
It's
So
awful.
it's I
Hey,
wouldn't
Adam,
it's
real quick, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
There was a commenter who just posted asking, "What is this?" I didn't catch your name, commenter, but if you're watching the stream, it's called Crafting a Chat. We talk about video game news, movie news, and things like that. We're talking about what we recently did in the past week. Adam is currently going right now and telling us what he did. So go
I
ahead, Adam.
watched the
Adam, go ahead.
Borderlands movie. That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about. They had to
Go ahead. Go ahead.
guess. I thought it'd be fun. I didn't think anybody would get it. Good
It
job,
was.
Genesis. I'm proud.
Hey,
Um,
man.
the movie is
I was about
bad.
to say trap, so
Oh, trap. See, unrelated to what we do here.
I know that's what threw me. I was like,
Yeah,
As soon as
yeah.
he said that, I was like,
I,
video
I,
games.
I
Some
was tempted
Borderlands.
not to give any hints, but like that, I was like, they don't. None of you, as we know with trivia stuff, you guys just don't throw out guesses like that. You just go, because you fear being judged. It's fine, I get it. But yeah, no, I watched the Borderlands movie. I just want to give a little history of my knowledge of the Borderlands franchise. No idea. Haven't played any of the games. I played Tales from the
Oh.
Borderlands, the first one. Couldn't tell you anything that
Oh,
happened in that
nice.
story. Couldn't really tell you anything about like I enjoyed it, but I couldn't tell you anything about like the world and corporations are bad or whatever. They're good. I don't know. I remember a vault or something that might have been mentioned, but it's the main plot in this movie. So I had no expectations going into this. I heard the negative and I wanted to see for myself. This movie was an hour and 40 minutes, and at I texted our good friend um,
Um,
Claptrap. Um,
ah,
yeah, apt,
Uh-huh.
apt. Thank you. I texted him. I acquired the Borderlands movie. I feel like they have taken something from me. I'm 28 minutes into it. And that was my text to him. And then he asked if it was as bad as Rebel Moon. And I said, absolutely not. This is Batman Begins compared to Rebel Moon. Because I just want to clarify that movie still fucking sucks. It's my least favorite movie of all time after G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. But Borderlands movie, I will say, like, they introduce characters, and I'm like, you seem kind of old for this. Like, why are you. Kevin Hart, why are you here? Like, why are you Roland? I don't know who Roland is. I don't know if he's short. I would assume not. But they had like two jokes in the beginning about him being short, and then one joke later about him being short. And I will tell you right now, I did not laugh at anything in this movie. Not one time did I chuckle, smirk, ha ha. Nothing. Literally nothing came out of me. Um, Kate Blanchett is Lilith. Um, she seemed too old. I ended up looking her up because I'm like, I feel like I've heard Lilith before. Lilith is 23 in the first game or 22 in the first game, so I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they chose her for, but all right. Um, Jack Black plays the voice of Claptrap. You can barely recognize it as his voice because it's so like modified, but you could still kind of tell, and he might be the best part, but it's not a compliment to say he's the best part of this. Um, if you're a Borderlands fan, this movie's probably atrocious. If you're just a regular person who doesn't know anything about Borderlands, you're like, oh, this is bad, and the writing's bad, and why is this not PG-13? Um, I thought of the perfect comparison, and this is what I'll leave it on. I'll take questions if anybody has any, but this is what I'll mainly leave it on. Um, Desinoto can understand this. He watched Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal has a very strange vibe. It has a tone. It's campy.
Hmm.
It's kind of B movie. It commits to it, and it does an R rating, and it goes, "This is what we are." Crude humor. Everybody's a psychopath here. Like it just commits to it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
If you take that show and you give it to somebody to be like, hey, try to make this like for the general audience, and then somebody will rewrite that for the general audience and go, it's still twisted and everybody's a psycho, and then you watch and you go, oh, this is literally the stupidest version of this. I'm shocked that the budget of Twisted Metal, I enjoyed so many more scenes in Twisted Metal. As I was watching this movie, I just kept comparing it to the Twisted Metal show, which is wild. And honestly, just again another recommendation for the Twisted Metal show on Peacock. It's so good. And this one is trash.
It
This
really
movie is
good.
trash. It's not my least favorite film. It's one of the worst I've seen of the year. But yeah, Borderlands movie. Oh, Tiny Tina. I remember her being insane, even from like trailers and stuff. Just the voice acting of Ashley Birch, Aloy herself. I just remember her being insane. This one, she likes explosion. Well, she says she does, and then she does explosions, but they're tiny and they don't seem that dangerous unless they blow up like the bad guys and nobody's really looks hurt. It's the movie. The tone of this movie is like all over the place. It's like Hello, fellow kids, the movie. It's so terrible in that
this
regard.
movie should not have been marketed towards
Mm-hmm.
children.
It's
It missed
also
the whole
Is it marketed towards children? I don't even know if it
It's
is.
trying to be with the whole fucking this rating that they gave it.
Well,
Like, it's like,
PG-13, I wouldn't say is marketed towards children. That's marketed towards general audiences, and then movie theaters are generally going to show a PG-13 movie more because industry standard is PG-13, and rated R, you have a limited audience. Movies in the past 10 years or so have broken the rated R traditions, and that those movies are now high grossing films. The Hangover was surpassed by Joker, which was surpassed
wasn't
by Deadpool and Wolverine recently.
yeah, that's what I was
Like,
gonna say. Wasn't
yeah.
Deadpool 3 rated R? Like,
Yeah, the new Deadpool, yeah, that's one that one's rated R again. It's compared to other rated R movies over 50 years, it's doing crazy numbers. But again, the rated R has completely changed in the industry now compared to what it was 15 years ago. You do a rated R film, that's guaranteed to not make as much money as a PG-13 film in the past. Now, there's a chance for it to do really well because people are not just doing rated R to be rated R, they're doing it for story reasons. Like Deadpool deserves to be rated R because that's the story they have to tell to get it there. Like there's no reason to dumb it down to a PG-13 when they know that the audience who likes this understands that it has to be rated R and that they will go to that. And if they think they will bring like family members or kids to that showing, it's because they probably will, and that's why Deadpool and Wolverine's doing so well, is because kids are also going to that movie. Because parents are like, this is a Marvel movie, you've seen the other Deadpools probably at home, it's whatever. Like, you can go to it. Like, there's some swearing, there's some
so
blood, like, whatever.
right, but that's the thing that I think Borderlands got wrong is it needs to tell the story of Borderlands. It needs to be rated R. It shouldn't have been rated PG-13. It should have been rated R. I mean, I don't know how the story of what they told in the movie, obviously, but like, um,
Sorry, I
to
don't
tell
think
this
they knew what
story,
the story was.
God,
The
to
story
tell this
is a
story,
run of the mill. They're looking for the vault. They have to find a key to the vault. And then they find the vault, they open the vault, bad guy wants to get in the vault. Like it's literally like
who's who's the bad guy? Handsome Jack?
Atlas. Handsome Jack's not in this.
Ah,
No,
ugh.
this movie supposedly takes place before the first game, but there's
So the
if that's
pre-sequel?
true, huh?
The pre-sequel?
No, before
Is that
Borderlands 1.
no? I know. Isn't the pre-sequel before Borderlands 1 anyway?
I don't know where that fits in. We don't question that.
I thought it was before Borderlands 1.
I mean, it might be. I don't know.
Mm.
I took the pre-sequel as before 2, but
That's what I
after
take the
1.
naming as.
It's before 2, but after 1.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
But
Because
like
it's
for this to be
pre-sequel.
true, Lilith would already. Well, I don't know. Okay, I guess I have to ask. What happened when they opened the vault?
You guys want spoilers?
Oh yeah, well, none
I
of us are
don't
gonna
give a
watch
shit.
this fucking
So they get to the vault. Lilith goes to open the. Well, first off, Tiny Tina goes to open the vault because she believes she's the special one. Turns out Lilith is the special one. She goes to open the vault. She gets wings, like fire wings, and then she turns into like a fire demon thing. Not a fire demon.
What the
Like,
fuck?
she's literally like a person with fire wings. And then
Yeah, that's Borderlands 2.
yeah, and then she puts Atlas in the vault, and then he's killed by like a tentacle monster. Then the movie kind of ends from there.
Okay, so this actually fits nowhere into the timeline.
No, this
No.
is clearly doing its own thing because
If you're gonna tell a story
So-
about a video game adaptation, you have to pick somewhere from there. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Well, supposedly they did, but they clearly lied about that too. So good job,
It got
Gearbox. Good
either
job.
got
Good job.
scrapped or it got changed when the rating of the movie or something else changed.
well, there were reshoots done on this. I know for a fact there were reshoots done on it because I just remember that the movie having reshoots, and they were like adding they did change the rating at some point, I believe too. I'm not sure on that, but I'm pretty sure they
It
did.
was rated R originally.
It was, but then they changed it to a PG-13 to get a wider audience, because that's usually what studios do. Also, this is directed by Eli Roth, acclaimed horror director who's directed like Hostel and stuff, like the gory horror stuff. Not anything
Yeah.
I think is great. Yeah, that what's that cabin movie?
Cabin in the
Cabin in
Woods.
the Woods.
Is that the one that's not like a
Cabin
comedy?
Fever.
Cabin Fever. Thank you. There it is. He directed
Oh.
that.
Oh,
And like he,
nothing right home about.
yeah, he has like some notoriety. People like him. I never thought he was talented. I don't want to say he's not talented. I never thought any of his movies were great. I just thought they were. He has a style, and his style is B movie on a like large budget.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how much his budget is, his movies still always look like B movies, because he just has that style. And it's just never been my cup of tea. This movie sometimes feels like a fan-made film, in the bad ways, and sometimes it feels like I don't want to say it's made by someone completely out of touch with the Borderlands series, because I really don't know the Borderlands series. There's parts of it where I go, yeah, that kind of looks like the games, and then there's other parts where I'm like, who did this? What's going on? Why does this look like this? Some of the CGI in this movie is fucking terrible, and
Not surprised.
I wouldn't. Some of the CGI in Twisted Metal is fucking terrible, but it works in that world, and I love it for it. Because, like, would I like the CGI to be nicer? Sure.
Metal, right?
They had like a
Wasn't
$7 budget for Twisted Metal. They spent it all on Anthony Mackie and Stephanie Beatrice. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
And
Like,
they did
yeah. And the show's great. I really can't recommend Twisted Metal enough. It like
How much was this movie? Like a $300 million movie?
No idea. No idea. If you told me it was $10 million, I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. If you told me it was 180, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense too. Like, I literally cannot tell you anything about this movie. Like, it looks like it was shot for 4 years, and it like finished shooting 6 months ago, and then they did the CGI in 6 months. That's what it looks like. Like, some of it looks terrible. Gina Carano is Moxie in this. Love Gina Carano. Everyone here loves Gina Carano because she's in that show where she played the devil, or that you guys watched about that family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She plays Moxie. And I Googled Moxie because I'm like, I don't know who Moxie is. And Moxie is like a 60-year-old woman who looks 30, according to Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And Gina Carano is a 60-year-old woman who looks 30 most of the time. Her makeup in this is terrible. And then I saw cosplays of Moxie, and I'm like, holy shit, these are great. What do you mean? How? Like, I was getting annoyed at shit like that. Like, if you're not getting the surface level stuff done, right, then you're fucking up in so many ways. Like, again, if you don't know Borderlands, you're probably going to see this movie and go, wow, that was kind of bad. All right, whatever, and then move on with your life. But if you're in the video game world and you know what Borderlands is, you're going to be like, what the hell is this? And if you're a Borderlands fan, this is going to be an atrocity to you. I don't know if it's as bad as the Halo show. I would say the Halo show's probably better from what I saw, because some of it looked like.
Well, agree with you based on some of the things I'm reading.
Well, so
Okay,
I
it was
watched a couple episodes of the Halo show. Some of the Halo show was about Halo, and it actually got some Halo things right in the first couple episodes.
Look good.
The costumes look good. Some of the fighting looked
Borderlands
good.
Is
like
terrible. None of it's even close to what it should be. Except for,
Borderlands, the action is not good because I wanted a dumb action comedy, and The Crow wasn't available to watch. The new one. I know it's going to be bad, but I want to know. But
I've heard, yeah.
But so I was like, yeah, I'll watch Borderlands and I can talk about it tonight. So it's just the action's not fun. Somebody gets shot with a gun like 4 times and nothing happens to them. There's a guy named Krieg. He seemed kind of fun, but like,
no idea.
He didn't do anything. He was like a giant psycho who was friends with Tiny Tina.
Oh,
Oh,
he's that
Yeah,
psycho guy. Okay.
yeah. Like I don't know.
I don't
It,
remember if that person's in the games or not.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's in the games. He's in two.
He is? Okay.
He's in DLC.
There's a lot here where
Oh,
I'm
that's it.
just
Okay.
like, this is bad. What again? I've talked about this before the movie came out. I'm like, why would you not just get the original voice actor for Claptrap? Because you could save a bunch of money, you can do fan service, and it makes the movie feel more legit. Instead, they were like, let's pay money to Jack Black. I don't understand
Hmm.
this cast at all. Like, it just doesn't seem like anybody. It's like if I would have made a Borderlands movie, I probably would have been closer to Borderlands than whatever the hell
Hmm.
this was. I don't know. I also don't think Borderlands, based on any story anybody's ever told me about it, needs a movie.
No.
Maybe like animated shows set in the world. I thought that would be cool. I always thought a Borderlands TV
That
show
would
would
have
be
been way
fun.
better.
Like an
That would
animated
have been way
TV
better.
show, 10 episodes. Give me that. Like
Hmm.
I'd be all about that. Cause like you could get that action, you can get the like crazy voice acting, get that wild animation. That'd be fun as hell. But this
It
one,
would
no
be
idea.
cool, yeah. A TV show, cartoon, whatever you want to call it, anime, whatever, of
Hmm.
Oh,
Borderlands.
anime
We
for
need
Borderlands would have been awesome.
to fill in all the gaps in storyline because, like, I don't know what Tannis's character. I forget who the hell played her. The one woman from freaking
Jamie Lee Curtis
Knives
played
Out.
her in
Jamie Lee
this.
Curtis. Yeah, Tannis is still like my favorite character in all Borderlands. Her lines in Borderlands 1 were so well delivered.
There.
She
I will
was
say,
this like she was a researcher who like went real hard on trying to like learn everything there was to know about these vaults, and it drove her to complete and utter madness along the
uh,
way.
uh, uh,
And man, was it hysterical.
bad news. She doesn't seem mad in this at all. She's a little weird, but she's eccentric. She's not mad in any way
Hmm.
whatsoever. I would say she's a normal lady and sometimes the
Okay.
most rational of everybody. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis, love Jamie Lee Curtis, especially as
Oh,
of
great,
late, just
great
popping
actress.
up and thing. She was in The Bear, some of the best acting I've ever seen in my entire life. You can ask Destinoto, like she's amazing in The Bear. Um, and
Hmm.
she's gonna probably win the Emmy this year and probably next year for every episode she's done of The Bear. And then Everything Everywhere All at Once, loved her in that too. She's fantastic in that. She won an Oscar for that. If you told me this was the same lady, I'd be like, if I didn't recognize faces, I'd be like, no, I don't think this lady's ever acted in her life. Only because I think the script just fails all these actors. Kate Blanchett, if you told me Kate Blanchett, Jack Black, the girl who played young Gamora and like every young character in the Star Wars universe, um, uh, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Lee Curtis, Gina Carano are in a movie together, I'd be like, what the hell's that about? I'd be like, that sounds interesting. And then you were like, it's a Borderlands movie. I'd be like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, what
Yeah,
is
that should
this?
be like that should be the cast of like redoing Death at a Funeral or something like
Yeah.
that.
Peter Dink got to come back though. Peter Dink always comes back, but
Oh
like,
man,
he's so good in both Death at a
Hmm.
Funerals, the British one and the American one.
yes.
Um,
I've only seen the British. That was
uh,
great.
the British one is far better than the American one. Peter Dink plays the same role in the American one, still very funny. Um,
At least I think I saw the British one. The British one I assume has Alan Tudyk in it.
yes, it does. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
correct.
okay, then I see that one. Yeah. His
Um,
character's
yeah,
great.
the one in the American one is like I think like Chris Rock and like his family and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I saw it in theaters with my dad and my sister. I don't know why the hell we went to that, but we did. Um, but yeah, the Borderlands movie is not good. I don't recommend. Honestly, I'm not like super mad about it, and I probably won't remember it by the end of the year that I even saw this. So,
Hmm.
anybody have any questions? I know we talked about it a lot. So
No, you answered them all.
great,
Awful movie.
great.
It's Gearbox doing Gearbox things, at least as far as what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I remember when they showed this off. Was it 2 years ago at that weird Gearbox event during Summer Game
Yeah.
Fest
Yep.
or E3 at the time? That was basically Summer Game Fest, and that Gearbox event sucked. But then they were like sneak peek the Borderlands movie, and every time they kept going to the set, and I'm like, wow, this kind of looks bad. And then as time went on, I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe this movie's gonna reach an audience, and like the 50-year-old Susans are gonna be like, hey, that was pretty good. Saw it with my husband. I liked it. Like, you know, no, they won't. This movie's bad. Hopefully, everybody goes on to do something else better because this is not it. Not it. I hope they make a sequel though. I think it'd be really funny. I think that's all they needed is a sequel to really get down the tone of everything. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is not one of those. Because the Halo show was like, well, maybe with the season 2 they'll kind of understand it more, and they did, but also still completely missed the mark. So yeah, and that's all I did.
All right.
Nice. Nice, nice. Speaking of failures, Kevin, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. Adam, Adam, don't beat me.
No,
Don't beat me, Adam.
no.
Oh, please stop, Adam. Don't stop
No,
beating
no,
me.
no. He can't promise you. He can't promise you.
So
He may still beat you, so he can't promise you.
I didn't watch the original Thomas Crown Affair with whatever the hell. I forget his name now.
Pierce
Oh my
Brosnan.
god. No, 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 that's not the original. The Steve McQueen one. I told you last week I
Oh
would
yeah,
find
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I didn't find time, Adam. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kevin, I totally forgot. It's okay.
Yay. Okay. So let's see. What the hell did I do this week? I played a little more of Star Wars: The Adventures of Nyx. Um,
That looks
I
Outlaws.
fun.
played. No, no, The Adventures of Nyx. He's the main
Okay.
character. Um, I played Escape Academy with Genesis, as he said. We got that platy. We got it real fast. I think we were going to go pro in real life with escape rooms, but we'll
I
see
think
how
we're
that
gonna go
goes.
pro. We're gonna go pro escape rooms.
We'll travel the world. We'll beat everybody's times. Um, I play. I didn't really play Doom, but I guess I technically played Doom. I did research. We'll get there later. Don't worry. We're getting to that topic. Boy, I can't wait. Um, Played some Last Epoch. I got into the Deadlock testing phase. Pretty sure that's under some sort of NDA, but I haven't played it yet. That'll be next podcast. So next podcast, if I can, whatever the hell I feel like talking about, I'll talk about because apparently, whatever. Oh, freaking hell, who was it? Adam, do you know which gaming media site got in huge trouble because of freaking posting video of Deadlock early?
Ooh. Oh, I
Who were
do.
they?
Oh God, it's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
Start with a
God.
C.
I don't remember.
You want to look it up? I'll keep
Yeah, I'm
talking.
looking it up. God.
Um, But yeah, somebody got in trouble, and it was great because the guy basically defended himself by saying, "Well, you see, I never technically agreed to this because if you hit escape, you can get around the pressing OK for the NDA." And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure that's not it because it's still on the screen. You took a screenshot of it; it's right there.
The
um,
Verge.
the Verge, that was it.
Yeah.
Didn't start with a C. But anyway, so I'm in that. I'll talk about that whenever I get around to playing it. Oh God, I thought I played something else. I guess I didn't play anything else. I swear there was something else. Oh yeah, there is. I played Proteus. Or did I talk about that last week?
It was last week. What
It was
about that
last week. Okay.
vampire?
Oh, that was it. Thank you. I know I was saving it for last because I was going to talk about it. So I've been going back into a pit, a really fun pit that
Mm.
sucks my soul away.
Okay.
Vampire Survivors released on PlayStation 5,
Oh.
and I was like, "Oh baby, I'm gonna buy it." And I'm like, "Oh baby, I'm gonna get all the DLC." And I'm like, "All right, I'm just gonna play a few." Well, playing a few turned into PlayStation says 5 hours. That's a bold-faced lie. I know it's been longer than that because I have 86 of the 221 trophies right now. um,
Hmm.
I've basically only been playing this game whenever I'm on something to play anything,
That's a
unless
lot of
I'm playing with
trophies.
somebody. Yeah, 221 trophies. I don't think you need all of them for the platinum, but it's confusing. They break all the trophies down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
12,
13,
13,
14,
14,
15,
15,
16,
16,
17, 18,
17,
19,
18,
20,
19,
21,
20,
22,
21,
23,
22,
23 categories. So, it's not confusing in the slightest. Oops, I started up the game by accident. I'll be back in
Uh-oh.
Minecraft, guys. I swear.
Yeah.
Bye. um,
24.
but yeah, no. So I've been playing that. It is so fun. And let me tell you something. Uh, this plays better on console than on PC.
Hmm.
And the reason being, on PC, well, I mean, I guess I don't know if there's controller support. If there's controller support on PC, my argument I'm about to make is moot. But playing this on console with a controller, you have more control over certain weapons in the game. So when I originally played this on PC, I just played mouse and keyboard, which can only any like weapon that attacks in the direction you're moving in, you can only do up, down, left, right, or any of the diagonals. With a control stick, it works in a full 360 degrees, and let me tell you, man, it is revolutionary. Oh my god! So I've been having a lot of fun playing through it. I will definitely try to get the platinum. That doesn't seem overly difficult. I'm gonna try to get all of the trophies for this game,
Be right back.
um, because I just love Vampire Survivors, and I highly recommend it. Buying it and all the DLC, I'm pretty sure I spent like $16. Um, So yeah, really fun. Goodbye Kevin's life, because it's gonna be that game now. hmm and apparently there's new DLC. There's a Contra DLC and an Among Us DLC. The Contra one I find interesting though, because obviously Vampire Survivors is based off of a whole lot of Castlevania content. Like there's a lot of sprites that are almost stolen from it. Um, and that's a Konami game. Contra is a Konami game. So I don't know if more Konami games are on the way. That could be fun. That could be an interesting one. Um, but that's all I've played. And then, did I watch anything? No, I didn't watch anything. Okay, done.
Cool.
Okay,
Destinato?
Destiny, head on out.
Oh boy. Well, Let me,
Destiny, you would love Vampire Survivors. You should try that out.
yeah, my other friend was also telling me about it too.
Ooh, there's a
Oh, he
chance he
started
might try it
recording
because his other friend said something.
it. I mean, I've watched gameplay too. Multiple people have told me at this point. That's it's a good game. It looks like a good game too. Um,
It's so addicting.
yeah, maybe I'll try it now since it's actually on PS5. Um, the only things I tend to play on my computer are League, and that's it. And I haven't even been playing League for like months now. Actually, crazy. No League
Wow.
for probably at least 2 months, maybe more.
Huh?
Yeah, it's mostly because none of my friends are playing it right now, like who I usually play with. They're all playing like fucking Final Fantasy 14 or Warframe or other online multiplayer games. So
Mm.
yeah, nobody's playing it right now. So well, let me just do other things, which would
hmm
include watching stuff. Um,
Oh boy.
yeah, so
Tell me about the 80 hours of movies that you managed to watch within 5 hours.
well, I'm having trouble remembering them. Um, that's one issue. Um, and it's probably because I've only been watching. So I started The Sopranos. Um,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I started The Sopranos like a month ago, I think. Like I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and I was like, okay, it's all right so far. It got my interest, but then I don't know, I started doing something else, and then I got back to it this past week, and now I'm on season 2, episode 5.
Hmm.
Yeah, I watched like probably 10 to 15 episodes in the
Hmm.
past week or so.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it's getting a lot better. It's getting real good. Um, gives that authentic New Jersey Italian mafia vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, the cast is great. The story is pretty interesting. Going into season 2 now. Um, everybody like really fits their characters. Um, I only really started watching it because I don't know. I think I was looking for something to watch, and I was looking like on Prime. I was looking on Hulu. I was looking on Netflix. I had watched some stuff on Netflix actually too, but then I went back to Max and I was like, that one guy that I worked with at Target. This is at the Niagara Falls Target. Um, one dude in electronics there. I think he was Italian himself, and he's like his favorite show is Sopranos. He'd watch it like all the time, like he'd rewatch it and all that. And that's like the first thing that popped in my head when I started watching. I was like, oh yeah, this guy told me about the show. I was like, oh let me try it out. It's an older show. It's 1999 when they filmed the first season. Um, so like no smartphones or anything, no mobile phones either. Actually, it's just a lot of pay phones and home phones. Um, pretty different time period compared to now. It was more modern for that time, I'd say. But yeah, every episode is just fun to watch. Always stuff going on. A lot of illegal activities, and there's the one strip club that the main guy runs. Tony Soprano. He runs one strip club called Bada Bing. They show it like at least once every other episode or so. Because that's like one of the main hangout spots amongst like one of his friends' restaurants and um his own house. His mom, I hate his mom so much. Oh my God. She's such an old bag. All she does is complain and then say, "Oh, I might as well kill myself now. Nobody wants me here. I should just leave." And that her husband that passed away, who used to run the whole family, would be turning in his grave if he saw her today in a nursing home, in a hospital, all this shit. Um, other than that, though, it was pretty good. I'm on give an exact episode here. There's also a lot of like separate shows and like docu series they've made based on The Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be watching that after I finish the show. I'm on episode 6 of season 2.
It also has a prequel movie that came out after the show, like a
Oh,
couple
okay.
years ago, where the main James Gandolfini, his real life son, plays him when he was younger,
Oh shit.
like a young Tony Soprano, because he passed away like a few years after the show ended.
Oh no. Oh man, I didn't even look him up. Damn.
So I've always loved mafia things. Never watched The
Mhm.
Sopranos. Just was waiting for it to end, and then it finally ended, and the ending was not well received. Um,
Oh.
but not in like a horrific way. Like not like bad writing. It just ends. Um, and I've always thought I should get into it, but every time somebody talks about The Sopranos, the only thing I ever think of is an old Mad TV sketch where they were like, The Sopranos is now going to be edited for A&E television, and they were like 4-minute episodes. It was like them just being like, "What the fuck?" And then it would just cut to a different scene of them being like, "This is good food. This is good food."
There's a lot of food scenes in the show.
Yeah, it is just,
There's a
oh my
lot of them
god, it's
eating.
really funny. If I find one, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Damn it, he died in 2013.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, there's an article saying he had addictions to alcohol and drugs during the filming of the show.
Yeah, I
So
believe it.
like he was literally living his life while filming. He was living that character's life in real life too. Because that's a lot of what he's doing, what he does in the show as Tony Soprano. Damn, what a great actor!
Great actor.
Holy shit, his accent, oh, spot on. Him and a lot of the other guys in the cast too. Um, damn, I didn't know he was dead though. Sucks. 6 seasons. Seems like a lot of these people are actually Italian too for the cast.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. 9.2 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's one of the best shows of all time. It's
Yeah.
constantly ranked as one of the best shows of all time.
Well, you should watch it.
Yeah, I'll get around to it one day.
hmm Yeah. This is interesting too because it goes from 1999 to 2007. I feel like that span of time, there's so much changing, right? I don't know if that actually takes place in the show, but like, I mean, at that point, they should have flip phones by the time the series is over. Like, not just using pay phones and home phones all the time. Um, because they have computers already. And, hmm. Yeah, I kind of want to see how the technology and how their lifestyles changed in that span of like 7 years, 8 years. Very interesting.
My my favorite bit of trivia about that show is that HBO was worried that people were going to think it was a musical because it's called The Sopranos. So they were going to call it Made in Jersey or something like that, but then they were like, let's just put a gun in the logo. Which is the
Hey, it works.
stupidest but also funniest like thought process for the show.
Yeah.
Cause
What the
like
hell?
somebody, if you don't know it, you'd be like, oh shit. Like I just found out that Oz, the show that was on HBO about prisons, it's all references to the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that makes sense. Why didn't I ever figure that out? No idea. My mom watched that show. I told her that, and she's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then I just told her everything. She's like, "Oh shit, look at that." It's like,
Yeah, I definitely recommend. Um, check it out sometime whenever you feel like getting around to it. Oh, 25th anniversary was this year. Is this year actually?
Yeah,
Um,
from its premiere. Yeah.
they had a little reunion with the cast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. James is the only one who's not here anymore, but
The woman who played his mom died.
oh, she was pretty old too.
She died during the show at some point too. I don't know what they do with her character in the show, but
Hmm. I mean, yeah, she's pretty old in the show, at least.
I think she's one of the ones where they use CGI to keep her in the show.
Hmm. Oh, also Tony Sirico, who played Paulie, died in 2022.
Hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what happens when you watch old shit.
Hmm.
People die.
He wasn't even that old though. He was 51.
Fuck happened to him?
Let's see. Died of a heart attack.
Oh damn,
Wow.
you get you.
Hmm.
All right, well, what else did you watch or play?
Okay, let me just check my computer quick because I can't pull up Netflix on my phone. A minute here. Okay. I know I watched something on Netflix. Oh, okay, The Frog. I started watching a show called The Frog. It's a Korean show.
Is that where his girlfriend turns into a frog?
Not yet. If that does happen, it
No,
hasn't happened
no.
yet.
I think I'm thinking something else where she like turns into
Maybe it's
like a
something
tater
else.
tot or something. Something weird. Or a chicken nugget. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, that not nobody turned into any nobody transformed in the show. So maybe it's something else. This one's more of a dark thriller, um, dark Korean thriller. This guy is running like a like a motel, I guess. It's like a nicer motel though, 'cause it's like remote in this forest somewhere. And this woman comes one day, stays the night, and then the next morning he's coming back to the motel and she sees her standing out like in this one clearing down the path from the hotel. And he doesn't pay any attention. He keeps going, and apparently a murder happened at the hotel when he was gone. And she also came with a kid, and the kid's nowhere to be found. Um, and they're trying to figure out what happened here. Um, Turns out a serial killer checked in because one guy at the hotel recommended the hotel to the serial killer when he was sitting in his car minding his own business. And so he stayed at the hotel, killed somebody, left. They eventually caught him, but they never caught or realized there was a kid with that woman that stayed as well. And the owner knows that. He knows for a fact that she came with the kid because he was playing with him, and when they went in the pool and all that. And then, as far as I've gotten, a year has passed, and the lady returns. She still doesn't have the kid, and she's like playing with his head, kind of make him think like he's crazy, but she knows that he remembers, and she's like just fucking messing with him. and he's trying to piece together what exactly happened with that child now. I'm not sure why it's called the frog. They said something about a frog like in the beginning of the show, but they keep repeating that quote where it's like if a tree falls down in a forest or somebody gets murdered in a forest and nobody's there to see it, did they ever make a sound? They keep using that saying throughout like every episode. I'm on episode like 4, so still plenty to go. Um, I think I had watched something on Prime too, but I don't remember what it was. I think we'll leave it at that.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just another thank you for your new segment on Let's Search Up How People Died. And hopefully we'll have more of that next week. All right, so
Sure.
now that everybody's gotten their stuff out of the way, let's talk about some more failures. Kevin, you wanna talk to me about Concord real quick?
I'm sorry. What? Are you telling me my topics now?
Yeah.
I like how
Well,
Go
you've
for it,
gone to
Kevin. Take
Kevin
it away.
twice with failure.
all right. Listen. All right. I do my topics here, boyo. But also,
All right, buddy boy.
Concord is on the menu. But in order to talk about it, we got to go somewhere.
Oh no! It's time for
Who wants to do our music?
What a
Dun dun dun
World.
dun dun dun. Take over somebody. Justin, no, give me the intense breaking news music.
Is that what you think that is? I mean, honestly, I liked it. There you go.
I like it too. You can sue from now on.
Oh, thanks.
All right, everybody. This time on What a World, we ain't doing this shit. We ain't doing this shit because we're focusing right here.
Oh
Gaming.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Gaming is freaking wild this week. There's too much to talk about.
Give it to me, Daddy.
All right. You wanted Concord. We'll talk about Concord first.
Let's
Thank God.
talk
That
about
one's
the
easier to talk about.
failure of
All right.
Concord.
Let's see.
History's first.
So,
History's first.
Concord is going to be shut down, more or less, September 6th.
Refunds and everything that you
Why
need to
they're
do.
not just doing it now, I don't know, but hey, whatever, you know. Apparently, they've halted all sales of the game on all platforms
Yep.
and have given people instructions on how to go about getting refunds. I believe the refunds for PlayStation are just going to be like automated. Oh, excuse me, automated at this point. And yeah, I guess they have a plan here. It's supposed to be going, I guess, back to the drawing board in some form or another, and we'll maybe see it again in some other form. I don't know why they're trying to do this, because if you're going to go ahead and release a game to take it away in 2 weeks, and you're like, no, we're giving you all your money back, all your progress is probably going to be completely meaningless, and yeah, stay tuned. We'll have this coming back in some way. I don't think anybody buys this or plays it for that matter. I don't even know if a company has ever done this before. I assume somebody has. Somebody has had to have done something similar to this.
I don't believe anybody's done this in the
But
quickest
I
fashion
can't
that Sony's
remember
done
that.
this. Even the day before or the day after tomorrow, whatever the fucking that game was.
The day before or whatever. Yeah, they just
Yeah,
fucking took the
that
money and ran.
correct.
Like
So no company has pulled their game as fast as this has been pulled and provided refunds this quickly.
and
Not
it's
as quick,
PlayStation
but
doing it. It's so weird. Go ahead.
for Cyberpunk they did that, but not as quick. Obviously, that took
No,
some time.
this is the fastest.
But I
2 weeks.
think that's the only other case where Sony was like, "Hey, here's your money back. No matter where you bought it from, here you go."
Hmm. Like, for Sony to be offering all of this on top of 8 years of development,
$200 million budget
somehow,
too.
somehow you've spent 8 years making a 5v5 hero shooter. I still cannot wrap my head around that.
Yeah.
Freaking Black Myth Wukong spent 6 years in development, for what I can tell. I looked real hard.
With half the budget.
Black Myth Wukong, 6 years in development. Halfway through, switched from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, which I'm sure there's a lot of automated stuff in there. I'm sure you can go and like upgrade the version of Unreal Engine and you don't have to do a whole lot. But that's a big graphical jump, and you at least have to go through all your assets again and verify that they're working and look the way you want them to, because they were really, really specific. That the reason why they upgraded. They wanted everything to look legit. So like you're gonna go back through all your crap, and it took them 6 years to do all of Black Myth Wukong. How the fuck do you take 8 years making a 5v5 hero shooter? Baldur's Gate, from the moment they wrote their proposal to Wizards, after Wizards was like, yeah, you know what? On second thought, y'all did a good job with Divinity 1 and 2. We'll let you try your hand at Baldur's Gate 3. From the moment they had to write a proposal to video game completion was 7 years. For Baldur's Gate 3, a game that probably has like 80 million if then statements just for the freaking quest alone. Like, and I'm sure they do something not if then, but that's the easiest way to put it. Um, Wild. I don't understand it. But clearly, either A, PlayStation is desperate, or B, PlayStation's got something in mind for this that, like, I don't know. Is this going to be like, here's the video game, here's the comic book, here's the normal book, here's a show, here's a movie? Like, what is this? Why are we trying to keep this alive? And that is my question to everyone. Why are they trying to keep this alive?
They made an investment. They made a $200 million investment, and they invested a lot of time into it. And it's
So you're
hard
going to invest
to.
more?
Well, I mean, listen, it's either you flush $200 million down the drain and wipe your hands clean, which that's not chump change for Sony. I mean, they're not Microsoft, right? Like Microsoft has endless pockets. Sony is a big company. Sony is big. PlayStation's big. They're making a bunch of money. They're doing well. They have success to their name. But $200 million is not pocket change to what they're trying to do here, right? Especially when they're trying to go out and buy stuff and look the part. It doesn't help that you have this game that came out and has less than, what was it, 700 concurrent players at a time.
On Steam.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the part that they're trying to play. They have to play the successful part, and having a flop like that just it doesn't fit that. So either A, they drop it, they let go of $200 million, which that's a hard pill to swallow,
Which you
right?
do. Which you do.
Or
I don't. Go ahead.
or they pull the plug on it temporarily to be able to refine the idea and see if they can't salvage something out of it, and then put it back and at least recoup some money from it, because they have to fill the budget in that they already put out to be able to make this game, right? The time's already been put in, the time's been invested, the money's been invested. They have to have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of um, return on their investment. If they have no return on the investment, that's awful business for them. Like that's worse business than having this game flop the way it did, because they're not getting anything back for what they did. They have to provide refunds to everybody. They need to salvage something out of it,
But
whether
they
it's
don't
the
have
same
to.
game or it's a different
That's my
game.
point.
Yeah, they don't have to. So it may not be Concord as we know it, right? If they salvage this somehow and they bring it back as something else, it may not be Concord. It may be using all the assets, everything that invested into this, but doing something different to be able to recoup some of the money. Then maybe that's what they do. But I don't think that they would just completely drop this and say Concord came out as a failure. We're just gonna cut a loss and move on to something else. because I don't think they can afford to do that. At least not at the current state. Again, they're not Microsoft. They don't have endless pockets. Microsoft can release flop after flop after flop after flop and be fine with it, and Phil Spencer doesn't get fired. So
I mean, yeah, Microsoft's weird like that. But like, okay, so now you're gonna invest more money in a game that has already failed, that the community already doesn't want, and you're gonna recoup money how? What? You either have to fundamentally change this game and actually make it a narrative game, like you originally showed in the reveal trailer for the game that was all cutscenes and heavy narrative, to then reveal that the gameplay was oh, this is a 5v5 multiplayer competitive shooter, baby. Like, what? Either you have to reinvent the game, or you make it free to play and you hope more people play it and buy things? I don't
free to play
understand
may
it.
be the way to go, but they'd have to make some severe changes to the formula of what they're trying to do, and probably tweak a lot of the characters, tweak a lot of what was going on. Like I said, I think they have all the money they put in for the assets, the game itself. Everything's going to be used to do something else. How much money they put in more into this, I don't know. Considering $200 million already in, I wouldn't be surprised if they put another like 10 to 20 million in just to be able to fix some of the things, or even 50 million to be honest, to give a proper number. Putting another 50 million into this and making a total $250 million budget
Mm,
and change more to be able to suit what they need to do to get this game to be remotely successful. We're not talking. I'm not talking like it's going to be Helldivers 2.0, but it's going to have to do something that brings people back and people say, "Oh, kind of, well, kind of like how the Sonic movie put that trailer, the first trailer with that awful mutant shitty fucking version looking of Sonic.
mm.
Clearly the movie had not been released at a point in time, so it's kind of two different things I'm comparing here,
Excuse
but
me.
for just easy sake here, like just kind of try to make some sort of comparison, they put that trailer out, they got a huge amount of backlash, right? And that definitely
Hmm.
cost them time and money to be able to move the film date forward, right? To
Hmm.
move it
Hmm.
forward, to be able to put assets back in and put some money back in into the CGI and be like, guys, we got to go
Yeah.
back to the drawing board, like we got to make them look better because people are gonna fucking boycott this shit. We can't make this, like we're gonna lose a lot of money on this, and this is a big franchise, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I think it's a very similar situation to something like that where they're seeing the initial reaction and they're giving that what's the saying? They're giving that knee jerk to their reaction like immediately of like, okay, we seen what happened. 700 concurrent players on Steam. Let's pull it. We have to do it now. If we don't do it now, we're just gonna let this game die, right? And it's gonna go to free to play, and it'll just die off like that. We'll take the $200 million loss. We'll probably make like a good couple million out of it, and then the rest of it we'll take $180 million loss. So we'll make 20 million off of it, make 20%, or make 10% of the revenue back, and the rest of it's going to be a loss, right? Or they say, okay, we pull the plug now. Let's quickly go back to the drawing board here. Not fundamentally change the game, but we need to be able to make the necessary changes and adjustments to this game to make it so that somebody, like the player base, will come back and be like, you know what? This is not as bad as once was. It's more appealing. It looks better. It plays better. It's more akin to what we were originally thinking about, and now I'm interested in playing it. Because when we played the beta, right? All of us here played the beta. I think maybe except for Desanoto.
Hmm.
I think we all agreed we're like, if this went free to play, we may put some time into this. We're not too in love with the characters. We're not too in love with the stages.
Oh, I'm not now.
Um, but
You
the
pulled the plug. I'm not. You can bring this back as free to play. Why should I play it?
right, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason they need to give you, right? Because absolutely, like how you're saying, right? You pull the plug on it. Now you got to give me a reason to come back into it. So that's I think what they have to figure out, and they're gonna need to dig deep into the community and what this game is to be able to understand what do they need to do to fix this. I don't think any of us on the podcast can say what they need to fix it because we did not play as much as other people did, who also bought the game and decided to invest money into it. I think those
I
folks
mean,
are the ones that should be giving their opinion of like, hey guys, like you want to make this fucking
it's
viable in any way? do XYZ.
It's not even fixing the game. This is one of the only games in existence to have a beta period of 2 weeks plus where the player count dropped from week 1 to week 2. And week
And it wasn't
1,
even that high
it
to
was
begin with.
only available to PlayStation. Week 2 was anybody. Anybody could hop into the beta in week 2, and the player count for the game dropped.
Yeah, that should have been the telltale
Like,
sign right there to Sony.
what?
Why they went forward with it and said, let's just go ahead with the release. I'm assuming they had deadlines to meet. They had things they had to do for the stockholders. I'm assuming that's what caused it because there's nothing else in a business that would cause that other than meeting stockholders' demands and meeting a deadline. Like, I don't.
Guess.
Listen,
Like,
you and I as a consumer can make the
oh,
rational
yeah,
decision
no,
because we're
this is
not a
all
conglomerate.
speculation. Yeah.
Right, we're not a conglomerate, and if we saw in the first 2 weeks that our player count dropped, the obvious decision is to delay the game, or yeah, delay the game to a later date and be like, all right, guys, something's wrong. Like, why did the player count fucking drop? It shouldn't have dropped. It should have gone up. We did something wrong. We're doing something wrong to this. There's
Hmm.
something we need to change, or some marketing we have to, or something has to change with this game. It's fundamentally wrong because our player count dropped. But they decided, let's just move on anyway. So I guess they're going to go the hard way and eat the money now and suffer the consequences of maybe this game won't see the light of day again. Maybe they're pulling the plug on it now to be like, they're just kind of placating us until we forget about it, and then people would just move on from it, and Concord will be like a dream that never happened, a nightmare that never happened, I guess. But the way that they're damage controlling this, it definitely seems like they have something else in mind. They have something else as a
They
backup.
have to have a plan
Yeah, they have something else in mind. Sony's not going to give up on it. They got something else in mind.
for some
They're
reason.
going to try something. They're going to do something.
Hmm.
And either it's going to work or it's not. And I think we'll see that in the next few months or so. I don't think this game's going to see the light of day until next year again. So
Yeah.
this will be going into, heavy surgery to be changed. And um, it's probably not going to see. We're not going to see anything about it until early next year. To
It
be honest,
comes back as abandoned.
who knows? Who knows? Maybe it comes back as abandoned. Who knows? Um, but I highly doubt they're going to let the investment go and let the time go.
Okay. Okay.
This look, Suicide Squad did a similar thing where when it came out where it was awful, but Warner Brothers did not make the decision to pull it. Instead, they were like, "Hey guys, the season pass is coming. Get excited, do X, Y, Z," and then the player count dropped even further for that game. So,
Hmm.
uh, maybe Sony's doing the right thing here, pulling it. They should have just delayed it. Let's be real. But hey, maybe they're just seeing the light at a different time.
Right.
Who else has got anything on this? Adam, that's another anything?
Yeah. I gotta be. I've been really shocked with how negative everybody's been towards this game. Not everybody here. Like just in
Oh,
general
oh.
online. Just how this was such a. I mean, the game's. 8 years too late, basically, to its own release. Um, I would 5 years too late. I'll say. The to a genre that's kind of already dying anyways, and
Mm-hmm.
the best game in the genre is hated but still played. So
Hmm.
like, so it had that going against it, and then it got into that YouTube cycle of like those people who hate it for a lot of other things, just make videos about it every day and celebrate like go woke, go broke, or get woke, go broke, or whatever the hell they say.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's turned into that, and then, which is really
I
funny
don't
because
understand
now
any of that shit, but
that's
anyway,
just
yeah.
garbage opinions. Those
Yeah.
don't matter. Um,
No.
This game is so like a fart in the wind. I don't. I hate saying that. It's just like, yeah, it was. It came out like it's gone. Like what
Yeah.
like I get why they took. I don't want to say I respect Sony for taking this down. I kind of wish other studios would be like, hey, this is not it, and we're not gonna.
We're looking at you, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League had a few thousand people playing it on Steam, and we don't know the sales of that game on console because it had an IP and it could have done all right. Like, even though it was still a huge loss for them, and they've already talked about that, there's still an opportunity for that game to expand, even though just based on gameplay and the idea of that game, it's kind of dumb. Um, I this one, like they were trying something new, they were trying something different, but as Kevin said before this game came out, why would that matter to anybody who's playing this game? Like, you want to do cutscenes, cool, but also who cares? Like, I'm not playing this for the story. That's not what this is about. The reveal trailer wasn't even like a narrative focused thing. It was literally just a, a spaceship, and then people were like, "Oh, that seems cool." I thought, "Oh, wow, is this like our Starfield? Like, what is this?" And then it came out that it was a 5v5, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." And then this game was finally shown
Yeah.
off 3 months ago, and then released in August. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. You two are correct that after the first week of the beta, they should have saw those numbers and been like, "Oh, I hope the Steam numbers are better." And then the second week, they should have been like, "Let's delay this for a bit." A lot of articles are now coming out like, hey, they have an episode dedicated in that Blur Studios thing that's coming to Amazon Prime in December to Concord.
Mhm.
There's an episode dedicated to Concord. So maybe they're going to try to get like people hooked on the story. I honestly think they thought Concord could have been like a like the whole franchise, like a comic book, like it could have been all of that,
Like I
because
said,
that's
yeah.
what it seems like the studio wants to do. But they made it live service, whether Sony offered money to take it that way, because there was talks some months ago that Sony would go to people and go, hey, do you have a live service idea, or what kind of game are you doing? And if they had a live service idea, Sony would invest, and this
Mhm.
was one of the games, so that's probably what happened. There's reports now coming out that Fair Games, they're very happy with that game that's coming out, even though it's going to be like the finals and like what any game like the finals, whatever the fuck that genre's called, I don't even know. But this game is so like,
It's newish, yeah.
yeah, this game is so like, like I played the beta. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fun. If it was free on PlayStation, I might play it. If that's the thing though, I might play it. There's nothing pulling me toward it. I'm not the audience for it.
Mhm.
There's nothing pulling anybody towards this. Good on them for shutting it down. Um, the only game I can think of that released and then shut down and came back, Multiverses.
Oh, that's
That
fair.
released, and then they were like, "This is actually not the final release." Then they shut it down for a year, and then they brought it back last year, earlier this year. I don't even
Yeah.
know. It still got people playing it. Is it as big as it once was? Probably not, but
No, it's not.
it's probably making enough money that they're supporting it. Warner Brothers didn't
Mhm.
come out and say, "Hey, Multiverses fucked us." Like, I could see
No,
Sony
they've
doing that.
released more characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Sony doing something like that. Like, hey, let's put out like a single player mode too in this, or let's put
Oh my
out
god.
uh,
That's what I
that.
want.
But yeah, that would be such a huge investment. Why would you even do that? But like,
Oh right.
I think Genesis is correct. Like, if we see this again, it's not till next year. Do I think we'll see it again? 50-50. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony goes, hey, that was no good. The studio's closed by December, which would suck.
Mhm.
Like, I hate that this is being paraded around as like, hey, this is why you shouldn't do live service. Live service works for some games.
Oh yeah, no,
And
that's not why this died. Yeah.
yeah, it died because it didn't stand out in a sea of live
Mhm.
service. Like, it I I just don't like how the topic I wanted to talk about, I think it was last week where I said, whatever, we'll skip it, is
Mhm.
why do are people always hounding on things when they're when they're not necessarily good. They're just okay. Like they're not like there's people who never were going to play this type of game, who don't care about this game, who are constantly talking about how terrible this game is doing. Who cares? Like I know we all don't like live service stuff. We're all like, hey, keep those separate. Sony, stop investing in live service. Genesis and I have complained about that multiple times. But at the same time, every
You
time a
like
live
live
service
service?
game, yeah, I like aspects of live service. I fucking love Helldivers too. I've played Overwatch. There's live service in a lot of my games. In Assassin's Creed, I hate how they put like dumbass live service content into it, but they still do it. Like
Mhm.
there needs there's an issue going on, and it's gotten worse over the last 5-10 years, where something comes out, or even before it comes out, people will attach some sort of hate to it. Then it'll come
Mhm.
out, and then they'll justify all the hate they had. Maybe they turn it around, probably not, most likely never. And then it finally comes out, and everybody still hates it, and then it eventually dies, and they go, this is a good example of why we hated it. And it's like, yeah, sure. Like, if did Concord was Concord destined to fail based on the rhetoric that was going around before the game even came out? Yeah. If that rhetoric was not there, would the game still have failed? I think yes. I think this is an exception where there's nothing pointing anybody, like there was no signs showing that this was going to be a success. There's literally
Mhm.
no signs. Um,
Mhm.
the best thing about this game is the controller. It looks very nice. Um,
It does.
the even people are like, why did they do all this? Like, why'd they invest into this motion capture and acting and all this? Like it's a AAA like narrative adventure. It's because that's what they wanted to do. But also doing that, it kind of looks a little bland. Like it looks almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy knockoff a little bit, which we even
We
talked about as
initially
we
thought,
played. Yeah,
yeah, we thought that when we saw the first
yeah.
trailer, we were like, is this
And it's
Guardians, but like Sony style?
and there's people being like, if they changed, if the art style was even slightly like a little cooler, this game might have had more of a chance. And I totally agree with that. If the art style was a little bit different, if there's so many things in this game where it's like, if something was a little bit different, but they just went down the road of like, this is the game we want to make, this is what we made, here you go. It's fun, it plays fine. Some characters are a little too OP, some characters are kind of trash. But welcome to live service, and balancing doesn't exist here. But yeah, Concord,
Mhm.
I'm sad for the developers. I hope they don't get laid off. They probably will. We'll be talking about that in a few months. Hopefully, I'm wrong on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Um, hopefully, the industry learns the correct lessons to be learned in this. Is listen to your audience and look for the signs. Like, come on. But also, 2 years from now, Concord could be one of the biggest games because that's how games work now. Because everybody will hate something and then it'll get updated and come back and be a new thing, and then everybody be like, wow, it's so good now, and then it'll blow up. Will Concord do that? Probably not, but it's certainly possible because that's what gaming is
I,
now. Now, you ask
yeah.
anybody, you ask the internet, who's the best gaming studio now, and they're like, oh, Hello Games. They made No Man's Sky. They put out like 40 updates for free. It's
Mhm.
like, what, is that really who's the best developer right now? Is what everybody thinks? Everybody just moved on from when they lied and did everything else. And now they have a new game coming out, and some of the things sound too unbelievable, but this time they're telling the truth. Like, they learned their lesson. We trust them now. Okay, yeah, they corrected all the things they
Sure.
lied about with the first game, and it took them like 10 years to do it. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
See,
Who
the
knows?
problem with that statement though,
everybody loves a
and
redemption
and
story, though.
and you know where I'm coming with. As soon as you start talking about this, you know where I want to go with this. The
Oh.
problem with that is the company I hate the most. It's People continue to buy their fucking shitty ass games no matter how many times they make the same fucking mistake, how many times they keep doing the same shit over and over again. And people continue to buy their fucking games, but no, I don't know.
Okay,
They don't.
I will say you are absolutely correct, Genesis. And when I wanted to talk about that topic of like negativity, I was going to use you as an example of like, hey, he has negativity, but it's for one specific studio. It's for one publisher because they, in his eyes, screwed him over. So his hate
Hmm.
is not that I would say justifiable, but for him it is, and I get
No,
that.
yeah, it's not actually justifiable. I mean, they
Yeah,
took a game and they made
like
it
you'll say you
not
hate
not
Call
great
of
yet,
Duty,
but
but you're not actively going out there making videos about it. If you made videos on YouTube to like talk about one develop, it
but
would just be Ubisoft related videos. Just be like, this is why
yeah,
they suck.
yeah,
Like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, yeah, that's I get that. That actually, there's a genuine reason behind it, even though it's a personal one and it's a little superfluous. But that's okay. That's fine. To me, it is. To you, it's not, and that's fine. But I will say, Ubisoft games, they have the same story. They come out, they score a 78. They are buggy. The story is either really good or it has really good parts with a lot of mid. They're usually beautiful worlds that run so well on PC but are broken on console. And then they patch the shit out of it, do a bunch of free updates that should have been there day one, and it goes on a super giant sale within 6 months to a year. And by the time the next year rolls around, everybody's like, wow, that game was so much fun. I just picked it up for $20 and I had a great time. Holy shit, Ubisoft's got another new game coming out in a franchise I love. That's exactly why that formula works for them. When everybody talks about the
it
Ubisoft
shouldn't work
formula,
like that. But
they
yeah,
shouldn't be
it
talking about their open world formula anymore because every open world game does that now. That's just the open world formula at this point. The Ubisoft formula is release a game that's buggy, kind of mid, update it, make it a passable game, sells millions of copies after it goes on sale, so they still make a profit. Like, there's something
that's an
that
awful model to run by.
it's
No,
not
it's
great,
not.
but it's not wonderful, but also it's keeping the double A spirit alive in a way where everybody's
Wow.
getting double A type games in the beginning, and then they're patched and they're updated and they're triple A and then they're double A prices. So Ubisoft is like classic EA. Ubisoft is so 2010 still, and it's wild, and that's why I think people still like them, because you're getting that game with that checklist. I still think is fun, and you're getting it for cheap, and you're getting the best version after you wait a year. Like, it's
They're
crazy.
necessary evil.
Yeah, they're a necessary evil, unfortunately, and also they keep Genesis, on brand. You know what I mean? But
Wow.
God,
On
there's
brand.
but I have to go through the same thing every year where I go, damn, I want to play that Assassin's Creed. And I know it's going to be kind of shit when it comes out. I know I'm going to
Hmm.
probably have to wait. And I know if I wait, I'll get it for really cheap. But also, I really want to play it because Japan. And it'd be
Hmm.
fun,
Hmm.
you know? But also, Genesis will be mad. So Concord,
Uh,
maybe. Hopefully that
yeah,
episode and that Blur thing's good.
it probably is. That show. Oh
It's
man,
probably
that
going to be
was
great. Maybe people will turn around then. Maybe that'll be the first signs of
why.
people. I think it'll be the first signs of people going, hey, like this Concord story could have been good, and then there will be articles. It's a shame Sony closed it down. This is what we lost. And then it'll just negative articles about Sony shutting this studio down or taking this game away when it could have been something instead of actually sticking with it. Like they're gonna take what Kevin's saying right now. Like, how can we trust when this game comes back? How can we trust a free to play game with our progress? How can you trust any game with your progress? People lose shit all the time. What do you mean?
I
It's
mean, what
just
I mean is, why the hell should I play it if okay, it has been 2 weeks since this game has dropped, and you're pulling it.
yeah,
So now why do I play this game? You're just gonna pull it again. You're not gonna see.
not necessarily.
There's no shot in hell that this game pulls over 50,000 people. No shot.
Not
Yeah,
I
we
disagree with that. only
Yeah.
because, Kevin, I think you'll agree with me, and after I explain,
All right.
when this game comes back, people are going to want to check it out to see what's changed. So I do think it will get over 50,000. Will it ever stay there? Absolutely not. But will it have an audience at that point? Maybe.
Maybe it'll pull a Helldivers.
But but people didn't want to check it out when it was
Yeah,
open testing.
people didn't want to check it out, but now Sony's pulled it, but now it's going to be like, hey, this game's back. Like the phoenix
What
through the
game?
ashes. You know?
What game?
Concord.
What marketing? What game? No one knows this game. If you search Concord on Google, you get the plane.
If you search Concord on Google, you do get the plane. Another thing that failed horribly. Don't name things Concord, I think is what we've all learned. But you're
That's
correct.
actually really funny.
But if you look up Concord game, the thing is, this is literally all over the news now. So if you didn't hear of Concord, you now heard of Concord getting
I guess.
pulled.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
your favorite streamer
Oh,
who's
right.
into the gaming is going to be, hey, Concord's back. We got to try this out. And if your favorite streamer's playing this game, you're going to want to check it out.
If Critical is talking about it, you know it's going to be a lot of places if
Mm-hmm.
Critical's talking about it.
Again, I'm not saying like
Okay.
it'll change
I
enough.
wouldn't say that.
I'm not saying it's. I don't know about the critical thing, but I'm not saying it would change enough.
No,
And I'm not
I'm just
saying
making an
that.
example. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm not
got it.
saying like this will
I mean, how big
deserve
is it,
people
but-
coming back, but at the same time, this will have more of a chance after it's been pulled if it ever comes back. I'm still like 40-60 saying it's coming back. Like I'm leaning toward it's not coming back at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony's like,
I mean-
we've handed this over to our film department and we're releasing the cutscenes as an animated film that you could watch online.
With PlayStation Premium.
It's part of that Sony Core, whatever the hell that shitty movie service thing is on here.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then
It's
Sony.
to watch
Here's
movies.
another thing. Here's another thought for you. Why do you require people on Steam to have a PlayStation account? Please, for the love of God, just get rid of that. Like, what? Why? 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 Oh my God, so stupid. The
And Moist
amount
Critical already
of
made a video
accounts.
about it 2 hours ago.
Whole separate rant. The amount of accounts that you need in this world is freaking ridiculous.
Maybe it's to sync trophies. Do you get trophies playing on
Nope,
PC too?
No.
Oh.
not yet.
That was the
There was a
thing.
rumor. There was a rumor that they were doing something with that. It still has not come out.
It's probably for advertising purposes, like marketing and shit purposes for when you're browsing.
Well, they say it's for
That-
security.
Information.
Security for what?
Kevin, couldn't tell you.
It's on Steam, one of the most secure platforms to exist.
They say it's for security. They say it's another. They have other reasons for it. Most people are like, you just want my information.
Yeah, that's it.
And what's crazy is
Information
just make an
gold.
account with fake information.
Fair. But it's time that people don't want to spend.
People will literally sign up for like 800 AI things so they can generate stupid images, and they have to put in their email address, and that email address is literally taken by the AI to make more AI images, and then people complain about AI. So I don't care. People are cyclically dumb. And I just don't get it. I never understood. I don't understand human thoughts whatsoever.
No.
And the older I get, the more I understand why people take the easy way out before they get to my age. Like, I'll never do it, but I get it. I understand more and more.
Oh no!
It's just it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Bad. Don't do that.
It's not the easy
That's
way. It's not a way.
Correct. Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
This is a one-way street. Only nature or some other person can take you out.
All right. Listen, have you got anything for this, or are we moving on to the next story?
Well,
Moist Critical made a video 2 hours ago, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just what everybody else has been saying. And
I
this
know we
game
kind
came
of beat
out
it
too
to death
late.
already. Yeah.
Game came out too late for its target audience. Um, they're not making their money back.
Not yet.
Even if they, even if they somehow claw money out of people's assholes
Ooh,
for this game,
That's where we all keep our money.
there's
sign up for that.
there's not enough of a player base to count on for that. Even if they expand that non-existent 200 people, even if they multiply it by 10, you're still
I
not making your money back.
I will say there was something that Genesis kept saying. He was like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
it'll come back, and they have to do something to get the player base back." Sir, there was never a player base.
Yeah,
Like,
that
it was
that's
just really.
I
I knew
think
what
that's
you
the
meant,
main
but it was just
issue.
really
Yeah,
funny. It was just really funny.
like if we compare this to something like Cyberpunk, right? There was a huge player base, even though that game ran
Hmm.
like shit when it came out. There was a huge player base waiting and just wanting to play the hell out of that game. That is nowhere existing for Concord. Maybe there was when they first announced that teaser trailer. Like, I was interested and I was like, what is this going to be? And then they showed that it was this, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, we were all interested in a sandwich on a spaceship for some reason.
yep.
We're just
It was
hungry.
so mysterious.
It was so mysterious. It could have been cool.
It was like a whole Kojima thing.
Yeah.
Where you're like, huh, what's this gonna be? Let's see when it comes out. Let's see what they show for the game, and then they show the game, and it's like,
What you just saw was a teaser for our 5v5 game. Oh no.
yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Let's see. I did find I found a 5-star review on Google by Joshua Goins.
Mm.
Um, and this
Place that G with
person,
an L.
yeah, this person loves this game. Haven't had this much fun playing a hero shooter since Overwatch 1. If you fell out of love with hero shooters because of Overwatch 2, look towards Concord. Um, the crew builder system is fantastically unique. I've never seen a system like this encourage players to try multiple characters during a game. Uh, didn't expect to pick this up until I heard the devs say there will be no battle pass. Uh, overall, the game is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've followed a couple people on Twitter who were like who've been playing Concord since day one, and they've been having a blast, and they were like, "Wow, this is better than I remember it being like." And then today with this news, they were like, "Oh fuck, I'm so close to the platinum. I gotta grind now." So now the people who
Mm.
are playing this game are just starting up matches and then suiciding, so they can get XP, so they can grind out the character levels, so they can get the platinum.
That'll be a rare
Like,
platinum.
it seems like there were people playing this, and it had some fans, and by some, maybe a couple thousand, but
It
Yeah.
those
sold about
people.
25,000.
It's what is that, like $1 million?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Concord.
Yep.
You will be missed by like 3 people probably. Good luck to the devs. Hopefully they don't all lose
All
their
right.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the worst part of this.
Yeah, we already know where this is going.
That is the worst
Mm-hmm.
part. These poor people have put their blood, sweat, and Concord into Concord.
Nice.
That's funny. I guess they couldn't Concord sales. Like Conquer?
Oh, yep.
Kevin,
That's
no.
good.
Oh, thank you.
It was
Appreciate
too
that.
far away. Just ring the other bell. All right. Next story, Adam. This is where you come in. I specifically messaged you about this.
You did. You did.
All right. I spent way too much time looking into this shit, and I understood about 40% of what I read, and I come out of this saying one thing. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I need you to explain all of this to me like I'm 7.
I don't think
But he
Neil deGrasse
hasn't made a
Tyson will
video to
know
do
this.
this. He might not, but he's real good at explaining astrophysics, so we're going to give it a shot,
Yeah,
you know?
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so um, Doom, the 1993, the original Doom version, uh, has now successfully been run, question mark, on a neural model network using stable diffusion version 1.4, and without a game engine. And Google's game engine, ha ha ha, supposedly has done this, and they're touting that um, they've basically made a game engine without one existing and without code existing. And I'm here to tell you that that statement is completely 100% false
Uh huh.
because they did not make a game engine at all.
Correct.
Um, you're saying correct as well?
Yep.
Okay,
They
cool,
actually
perfect.
didn't
At least
even
we're on the
make
same
Doom,
page.
technically.
They didn't. They didn't. So the claim was at least, and I'm pretty sure this is right from them, not just headlines, because I read the paper or tried to read the paper that was on that website I sent you.
Horrible, horrible paper.
Oh my God. They claimed to basically make a game engine from nothing. Nothing being no code. How they went about doing this, though, has nothing to do with the game engine at all. And the amount of flaws, we'll get there. So, what they did was they basically had an AI agent, quote, quote. I don't know why they called it an agent, but whatever. They had an AI agent play Doom. Supposedly on multiple difficulties. I highly doubt this. Um, But supposedly on multiple difficulties, they had an AI play Doom over and over, and they did this stupid ass reward and punishment system to teach it. Apparently, this is the only way people know how to teach AI, and it is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. But anyway, reward and punishment system. He was rewarded for finishing levels, killing things, possibly picking up items. I don't know. I doubt that. We'll get there in a second, though. Um, and it was punished for taking damage and dying. Um, and they basically just let it like go and kept playing. And there's no definitive reports of what the AI was able to accomplish, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it didn't accomplish a whole hell of a lot. They claim that the AI learned all about Doom. And I'm going to tell you how wrong that statement is, but we're going to get there. Because what drove me up a wall, and the reason why this is a topic, is they have videos of what this looks like. Adam, the videos are all on that website I linked you, right?
Yeah, I just YouTubed them.
You okay?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, y'all can look it up on your own if you want, or I'll link it in the chat when I'm done talking. Um, so they had 10 humans sit down and take a test, quote, quote, where they looked at a 1.6 to 3.2 second clip of gameplay from both the original Doom and this, and were asked which one is which. And apparently they only got about 60% of that right. I have no idea how they didn't get more correct, and I have no idea who these people are. I'm assuming none of these people have actually played Doom in their lives. Because when you look at this AI footage, the amount of things that are wrong is absolutely astonishing. So the AI is running the game, quote quote, at 20 frames a second or so. Um, and because of this, you can tell that basically what it is doing and how it is making Doom around itself and playing Doom, allowing you to play Doom. Because after it ran through all this shit, it's taking in all this data of like what things look like, archiving it into whatever memory it has, and then basically a player is then able to tell the AI, hey, make what like you know about Doom, and then that person can play the game, but the AI is like rendering it sort of. Basically, it's like a flip book, and the AI is predicting based on previous frames and player input what the next thing it should show is. And I will say the level design is pretty close, mostly. Um, there's some interesting glitches that go on with walls and stuff sometimes. It is very clear that when they are moving around, they are trying desperately to show the best parts of this AI because it is broken. And we'll get there in a little bit. But it's going through, and it starts in episode one, mission one. Everything looks cool. It's going great. And I'm like, cool. We're on the lowest difficulty because there's no enemies in this starting area. There's no enemies in the left room. All right, cool, cool. We open the door and there's no enemies there. And I'm like, all right, cool. We already have a problem because there's supposed to be an enemy here. Even if you're on the lowest difficulty, there's an enemy standing right there up those little stairs in that blue room. Not there. It isn't until the AI moves forward a little bit that this enemy spawns from the ether, just appears, and I don't even know what it's doing because then things start getting real glitchy and real fuzzy and shit. The thing takes way too many shots to kill. Um, and when I don't know if it was in this bit, but like you have the gun shooting and everything. There's no sound, by the way, but the gun is shooting and it's counting down bullets, but I don't think it's counting the correct number of bullets
It's
down. It's
not.
just loading a new image. And if you look off to the right, maybe not at this part, but definitely in other parts, you look to the right, there's a count for all your total ammo, bullets, shells, rockets, blah, blah, blah. That updates at some point, then changes to a different number, then goes back to something else. There was a point at which there was 8 shots remaining in the pistol, but then it switched back to fists, and it seemed like the person just auto switched, like if they ran out of ammo, and the ammo count was still there. But when you take out your fists in Doom, there is no ammo count on the screen. And then enemies hit the player, but the enemies weren't doing enough damage to the player. The player would run over item pickups, and they wouldn't pick up. Sometimes armor picked up. That was it. I don't think ammo ever got picked up. Um, so it was a journey. And then, again, the levels, I'm like, okay, but like, we have level generation, and that seemed to be like the main focus for them was like, oh yeah, look, we've made the environment. I'm like, okay, yeah, but you've also sent the AI through this environment in the first place to learn it, so you didn't make it from nothing. You're copying an already existing thing. You've done nothing here until until a player moves next to a green wall. Only the green wall is in his vision. Turns to the right, and suddenly he's in the corner of a room. And I'm like, oh, it actually knows nothing. And this is where the entire argument for making a game engine goes to pieces because the game doesn't even know where the player is. There's nothing. This is just art. What you've done is you've had a computer basically go rapid fire on a camera and take a guess based on movement and timing where the person is in, I don't know, the world, I guess, but you don't actually know where this player is. So I would guess that if we as gamers were able to play this, if you walked around in a square for a while, the AI would probably like just self-destruct. I have no idea what would happen because I'm guessing it's basically basing all of this off of the amount of time it took for it to move from point A to point B. And I think I'm right in that regard because sometimes when you're watching this play out, the health goes up and down. It doesn't understand how it takes damage over time, and that updates incorrectly when it's standing in poison, and sometimes the health goes up while it's in poison. So I think it's just referring to different states of its own life in the game. And I think the only time it ever had success was on the lowest difficulty because everything, the number of enemies, even though they're not in spawn locations ever, they just appear in front of the player. The amount of enemies does match the lowest difficulty level, but it changes in every difficulty level of Doom. There's no spawn in animations for enemies, so it never did anything with Nightmare. It's it's weird. But they didn't make a game engine, and they're going around saying they did. And the worst part is, a lot of media outlets are also saying that they did this. And it's so wrong, and I hate it. And it's another thing about AI where it's like, you don't understand. And also, we already know how to make procedurally generated levels. Why are we trying so hard to do this? Adam, please take over.
Okay, a couple things. I want to go back a little bit. You said
Okay.
60%. I probably would have done the same. I've played Doom. This, from my perspective, this looked like somebody played Doom, recorded it on a 2007 computer, and uploaded to 2007 YouTube without sound. So I was like, yeah, this looks like Doom, I guess, but like it's a little washed out. It looked kind of weird. It looked there were like the longer I watched it, the more I was like something's wrong with this. But if you showed me a 1.6 to 2 second video, I'd be like, sure, that's Doom. Why not? I don't know.
Sure.
So
Real
the
quick,
people
the reason I know the gun sway is wrong.
Yeah,
Continue.
so the people, casual players of Doom, probably wouldn't notice unless it's been
Mhm.
long. The longer the video clip was, they probably caught on. But if
That's
you
fair.
showed a screenshot, I'm sure somebody'd be like, "Well, I don't know what that is."
Screenshots are tough. Screenshots are real
Screenshot,
tough.
yeah, yeah. Um, I watched a couple analysis videos on this too by like actual game developers, and one of them
I looked for them. I couldn't find them. Okay,
I
good. I'm ready. I'm
found
ready.
I found one that was like 5 minutes long, and it wasn't the best, but it explained that this technology is in its infancy. We wouldn't see an actual game in this until over a decade from now. Game
Mhm.
developers would still be needed,
Mhm.
and they described that one day perhaps there could be a GTA game where you're just driving down and you can go into
Oh, I
different
watched this one. Yeah.
worlds.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's cool. But also, the thing about video games and the thing about art and the thing about game engines and games is procedurally generated are also crafted. And the reason some things work so well, I mean, in games, the reason all things work so well is because human beings are predictable and everything is crafted.
Mhm.
If AI is making something, it's very, I mean, first of all, AI is not making something. It's copying and pasting it always. It can't come
Mhm.
up with anything new. It can only combine things. Like that's just not how AI works currently. Um Everything about this is like, yeah, okay. You did something. Like it's basically your picture book is basically the best way to put this. It's basically creating a film of what it thinks a video game looks like. And Doom is such a fun
Ooh,
one
I
to
like
do
that.
too because it's not even 3D, it's 2.5D because it's sprites that were stretched out to make it look like 3D. Like
Mhm.
fucking what the hell does John Carmack have to say about this? I would love to know. But
I would
like
love to hear them. Yep.
he'd be like, yeah, okay. Um, I found everything about this was such like a You told me to look into this, and they started talking
Mhm.
about technical stuff, and I was like, I don't even know what a polygon is, if I'm honest. I know Kratos in God of War 3 couldn't fit on a PS2, like just his character model. That's how many polygons he was. Like he
Mhm.
couldn't even fit on a PlayStation 2. He was more polygons than the entire God of War 1 and 2 games that were on PlayStation 2. And I remember reading that fact in a Game Informer, RIP, and being like, wow, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Now, video game companies mostly use, I think it's called a polymesh to design the
That
world.
Yeah, it's either that or if they're running Unreal Engine 5 nanites.
Yeah, yeah. I forget about that crap because unnecessary
It's so new.
90% of the time. Um,
Yeah.
Still, nobody has taken advantage of it. I just remember what was that game with that lady in the cuff? Genesis, you bought it.
Forspoken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Forspoken. It was like look at the graphics, look at everything about it, look how cool it is, and then the world and that game. I mean, people liked it, some people, and the world was just completely dead. This technology is so stupid to me. This is one of the ones where I'm like, you could do it, sure, but why? Like, what is this?
Right.
What do we gain with this? Like, the idea of something going on forever sounds like an absolute nightmare because it eventually is just going to turn into nothingness. Like, the reason video games are cool is because they end. Like,
Hmm.
especially a GTA. Like, excluding online, obviously. It's a game engine that's not a game engine. Every article that's written about this is literally people who have the fortitude of technology that I have, so they're trying to write something about it, going, that technology is cool, man. It's getting cool. It's getting cool. And then I don't know. I don't know what the hell this is. If I'm honest, I looked at this and I was like, this is just a worse version of Doom, and I've seen the calculator version, and I don't know how you get to that. Congratulations, you've done a breakthrough of technology that is already obsolete. I don't know what to tell you. Like, woohoo! Also,
I know,
when
right?
you make a research, when you create research and then you publish your research, for the love of God, they use AI to write this research paper that they fucking put out? Because
A lot of times they're going to use AI to write all those things because people are so
this
lazy.
is
Oh
the
my
most
god.
unreadable research paper I've
Yes.
ever read in my entire life. And I have read things about how, like, fucking shoes relate to greenhouse gas emissions and different types of fashion have changed over and have altered our states of like psychosis or something. That makes no sense when you explain it like that. My sentence didn't even sound like it came out correct, but it did. It's shocking. And I've read something like that before. I don't understand how someone could spend. They probably got paid for this. How people
Oh
can get
yeah.
paid
Oh
to
yeah.
do research on something and then go, "Hello, this is what we've done," and everybody go, "Yes, we'll write an article about that," and then everybody who reads that article goes, okay, yeah, this is something. In 20 years, we might see the fruits of this, but also, who cares?
Right.
Everything about this was stupid. Everything about this was absolutely stupid. And when you told me this, I was like, oh God, is Kevin happy about this? And then I looked at it and I was like, no, Kevin's going to be mad at this just like I am. It's not even mad, if I'm
I
honest, because it's not like there's nothing
no
to
no
be
I'm
mad
not.
at. It's a non issue. It's such a
It's
blah thing.
yeah. That's the thing is, and this is why one of the reasons why I reached out to you was you're better at researching than I am, and sometimes you go down a rabbit hole and you dig deep to
I
get
got to be
answers,
honest.
and I
I
wasn't sure
started
if I was gonna find them.
I started to go down a rabbit hole, but then I've said it before on this episode. It just got cyclical. It literally just got cyclical. It was literally like, hey, this could be used for games like this and this, but we need to look more into this research. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look more into this research. Oh, the research was done, and it can be used for a game like this. Okay, great. What about Doom? That doesn't even look like Doom the more you watch it. It hurts my eyes. Why does it look so
Yeah.
bad? How did you make Doom
So
look worse? It
I
came out
know.
in
Well, okay.
1993. It is 2024. I don't know if anybody knows, but 1993 is lower than 2024. That
Well,
means time has
okay.
passed, and somehow this
So
looks like it came
here's
out in 1991.
so here's the thing about this,
Wow, he's
Adam.
going off.
Are you ready?
I just
Hold
don't
on,
get it.
because you don't know. You don't know to the extent what I know. That's not how that sentence
Oh.
is supposed to play out. But
Okay, that makes
so,
sense.
what do you think you looked at? You think you saw Doom 1993, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I did not see Doom 1993 because AI cannot create Doom. It can only
No,
make
no.
what it thinks is Doom.
Yes. However, what they were playing is Z Doom. Is a modified Doom engine with higher resolution sprites, higher resolution background, and you actually can run it natively at 1920 by 1080.
Oh, but this is not that though. It's not in an engine.
Right. But what they had the AI play is that. And the reason why I know this to be fact is because the imp fireballs are wrong. And so
Uh,
is the blood. Doom originally does not have blood that animates into the sky. All it does is form on a sprite and drop to the ground. This has blood as a partial liquid, like spraying out, which you can kind of catch in all the blurriness. And imp fireballs like have like a like going out animation, we'll call
yeah.
it, as they hit you. And in Doom One, it's just a colored ring.
Hmm.
Like this is Z Doom. I've used this engine. It's one of the more widely used things for the modding community because it's made to be more malleable and it
Hmm.
has a lot
Okay.
more shit you can do with it.
Yeah.
Um, Not that like Doom already isn't malleable, but like it's more friendly to more things and it has a lot more textures it can use and blah blah blah. Who cares? Um, the mod Infinite Doom was made in it, and that's freaking fantastic. Risk of Rain meets Doom, play it. But yeah, this isn't technically the version of Doom they're talking about,
Well,
which I found hysterical,
what's
and that's
crazy
why it
is
actually. Go ahead.
I think most people don't understand that whenever I put in air quotes creates something,
Hmm.
it's never that thing completely. It is what it thinks it looks like
Right.
copied in a way so that it creates it again in air quotes into something else, but it's the same, but it looks the same. Like it's
Hmm.
like taking a picture and then describing that picture to someone, them drawing it, and they've never drawn a person in their entire life and they've never seen a person.
Hmm.
But then it comes out and it looks exactly like what you think you look like. And it's like,
Hmm.
yes, okay, cool, yeah, you did it. That looks like me, but it's not you. It doesn't know what
Right.
it did. That's why AI is so fucking stupid. And it just gets dumber and dumber as time
Fuck
goes on.
It
yeah.
does.
Our friend
Fucking
Claptrap
Like.
got into an
shit.
argument with AI over on Friday. He sent me like 7 screenshots of him like ending a sentence by saying, or he wrote like something and then said timber, and then the AI was like, I can't talk to you anymore. And then he was like, why can't you talk to me? And the AI, hold on, I'm gonna pull this up because this is the stupidest shit, and it's so funny. And he was like, what does it mean by this? And I was like, I don't know. And then it, so he said they were talking about something, so then he put timber with an exclamation point, and the AI responded, I'm sorry, but I can't continue this conversation, thank you for your understanding, with prayer hands. So then he was like, what? So he put, why does the word timber end a conversation with a chatbot? And the chatbot said, the word timber is often used as a command to end a conversation with a chatbot because it mimics
Oh,
the action of a tree falling, signaling the conclusion of the interaction. This term is likely
what?
chosen for its clear and distinct nature, making it easy for both users and chatbots to recognize as a termination command. Is there anything else you'd like to know about chatbots or any other topic? So he was like, okay, how come it's timber? So he was like, let's try other things. So he put, why does the word applesauce end a conversation with a chatbot? And the chatbot said, the word applesauce isn't a standard command to end a conversation with a chatbot. However, it might be used in a specific context or custom implementation as a unique or playful way to signal the end of an interaction. The choice of such a word can be arbitrary and is often
What?
designed to be memorable or distinct. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask. And he said, okay, what is a standard command to end a conversation with a chatbot? And the chatbot responded, a common and standard command to end a conversation with a chatbot is simply saying goodbye or bye. Many chatbots are programmed to recognize these phrases and will respond accordingly, often confirming the end of the interaction or asking if there's anything else they can assist with. So he said, again, why does the word timber end a conversation with a chatbot? The word timber isn't a standard command to end a conversation with a chatbot. However, it might be used in specific contexts or custom implementations as a unique or playful way to signal the end of an interaction. It fucking changed its mind and how timber's
Yep.
used. And
Yep.
then over the last couple of weeks, people have been asking AI how many R's are in the word strawberry, and then them going
Yes.
2, and it's
Uh-huh.
like, no, there's 3, and they go, no, there's 2, and them going, count the R's in strawberry, and it says 3. Now, how many R's are in strawberry? 2. Like, what? And I watched a video of this one lady explaining it, and at the end she was like, it's because AI fucking sucks.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just did it too, and it said 2 R's.
Yeah, dumb.
Yeah,
Real dumb.
But
it's
there's
but
3.
AI is coming for our jobs in the next year, baby.
I will say, I used AI to talk to Amazon to get a refund on something, and I had to use very specific prompts, and I dealt with it in like 2 minutes, and my conversation was over, and I had a great experience.
Hmm.
And I will say, at the end, it was like, hey, what's your review? And I said, I missed the human interaction.
Oh,
Because there was something about a person being like, let me look into this for you. And the AI
right.
chatbot was like, one moment, all set. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. It didn't feel like anything was actually addressed. I was just handed off like a number, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever. But
That's
at the
fair.
same time, like I got through it quickly and like my problem was resolved and whatever. But
Hmm.
sometimes I don't want to deal with a human. So at that moment, it was kind of nice. But at the same time, I got to support my people. So I put, fuck you, you suck. And the AI was like,
Well,
thank you for your feedback. I'm like, I don't think you read that.
um, yeah. Okay, I'm glad that we both reached the same conclusion that they did absolutely fucking nothing with this experiment.
Uh-huh.
Certainly didn't make a game engine because it
That's the
nothing went
point.
right.
They didn't want to make a game engine, but they made a game engine by not making a game engine. That's why it's a game engine. They're fucking stupid. Get out of here. You just threw an N in between game and gen. Get out of here. It's
uh,
not even gen. It's oh my god, everything about it's dumb.
yeah, I don't know. Stupid.
Can't wait.
All
Can't
right.
wait to play Grand Theft Auto 19. And it never ends, and it writes a story for you.
And it's different for every single player.
And it's different for every single player, so you can't go, oh, do you see those random? Did you have that random event? No, I've never had a random event. Mine's a side-scrolling game. What?
Yeah,
Like,
right. It's the
Hey,
stupidest idea I've
I
ever
just
heard of
taught
where
the
AI
AI.
had. Oh,
I just it took so
What tool did you
long.
use to talk?
Well, I'm using the Snapchat AI thing,
That's
oh,
not
and
really.
interesting.
I
Okay.
don't use that. I don't
it
use
took
that.
so long. I had to say you're wrong, and there's no confusion. You are wrong, and there are 3 R's. You are wrong, and it kept telling me, I understand the confusion, but there are 2 R's. And then finally, it said, let's go through it again carefully. There are 2 R's. If you think there's an additional R that I'm missing, please point it out. And it said the R after the T, and said, I understand now. The word strawberry has 3 R's, one after the T, and 2 more towards the end. Thanks for pointing that out.
Okay, now ask it again. How many R's are in the word strawberry?
Let's see.
The best,
while
the,
that's
the
happening,
best comparison with like AI is going to be like
Oh,
Gemini
it
Lives with
learned.
little
It said
galaxy.
3. Oh, shit.
Hey,
while that's happening,
AI
everybody,
has advanced.
I didn't forget. We're
Genesis,
not
come
leaving
on.
this room out. We're not
Never leaving
leaving
this
this
room
room out
now.
this week.
Honestly, we could have went here for the last topic.
We could have,
It was all
but then I
asinine.
heard, but then I heard something on the radio,
Did the
and
ass
we're
get
gonna spin
fatter?
this. We're gonna spin this
What?
around.
No, no, it's the same
This
ass. I
time,
didn't do nothing.
this time the story is not asinine. The people involved. I don't know if
Oh.
asinine is the right word, but they're at least complete idiots. Anybody hear about Chase Bank?
Oh, Kevin, I know exactly what you're going to talk about.
What happened to Chase
So
Bank?
Oh,
Chase
Genesis.
Bank.
Genesis, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to make a request. Please hold your comments to the very end. I know you're going to be very vocal about this once he finishes telling you what happened.
um, Adam, just so you know, I've only heard about this and briefly looked into it. So if you have like details,
I have some
just chime
details, but
in.
I'll let you go.
So there was some sort of glitch at Chase Bank where apparently people were able to deposit checks with like an amount of money. That money would enter their account before the check was even like verified or processed or whatever actually was supposed to like happen before money hits your account. And that money was able to then be withdrawn. But you could do this with your own personal checks. Like nothing was at all verified ever. And you could just write down an amount of money on a check, throw it in an ATM machine, and immediately go in and withdraw and take that money. So
Huh?
people did this, and they posted it all over TikTok. And there's videos and stuff of people just throwing $100 bills out their car windows and shit like this. And Chase Bank's like, no, wait, don't do this because like we know about this glitch and like this is fraud. This is check fraud, or whatever the hell they called it. And
No, it's literally check
people
fraud.
did it. Okay. And people did it, and now they resolved the issue, and a whole lot of those people, or all of those people, have like actual debt now. Like their accounts are now negative numbers because they basically said, okay, yeah, no, you withdrew this amount of money from your account even if you didn't have that much in the bank.
Wow.
And did I miss anything?
No, you got it. You got it
Okay.
correct.
Damn.
I can't.
So now they owe all their money.
How how stupid do you have to be to think this works? Like what possesses you to be like, oh man, the bank's just gonna let me do this because it's a problem with their system. It's just like a video game. I'm exploiting the thing that's like present after the update. No, the banks got bailed out by the federal government when they should have collapsed because of the shady shit they were doing. They were doing shit that got themselves in trouble, and the government said, it's okay, we got you. But
Yeah.
somehow you think they're just going to let you walk off with hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So the thing
Yeah.
about this is, Chase has called it a glitch. They said we've acknowledged this glitch, and every time they use the word glitch, they put it in quotation marks, because every bank does this thing where if you deposit a check, they give you a partial amount of funds. Depending on how large the check is, they always put that amount into your account, but they advise that this is what they have to do, and then they will put the rest of the money in your account when the check clears, and if the check does not clear, then it will subtract that amount. This is also called check fraud. This is literally how check fraud works. Um so what the main issue was here were people using their own personal checks, which is even stupider, but Chase was like, "You guys realize you're just committing check fraud, right? Like this is not so much a glitch. This is literally banking practices all throughout the United States and most of the world where you deposit a check. I think everybody here has deposited a check before, and it's like, hey, you deposit $1,000 check. $500 is available right now. The $500 will clear once the check clears. And
Mhm.
it's like, but it'll say like, hey, it's actually not really in here, but we trust you and we trust your check, and we'll make sure. That's literally just banking practices. So if you write a
Yeah.
$50,000 check, they'll put like 20,000 in. It really depends on the amount and how long you've been a customer and what kind of account you have, and like
Does the kind of check
it,
matter? Like if it's a paycheck from a company?
if yeah, it depends. Sometimes yes,
Okay.
sometimes no. There's, I will be honest, the type of check also matters, not just if it's from a company, like what literally type of
Mm-hmm.
check they've used,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
bank it's
Mm-hmm.
from. It's very strange. Like each bank has different rules. Checks are crazy, and it's wild that they're even still around. But
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
I just I saw this and I was like, "Oh, that's dumb." I only saw one video of the people throwing the money out of the car, and that's the one that's been used everywhere. Other people literally were like, "Oh my god, I can pay my bills." Like it was literally a lot of it was just people who don't understand anything about our financial institutions just being like, "Oh my god, I have money now." And then them going, "Oh my god, I'm in so much debt right now," which I'm sure if they call their bank, they could be like, "I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry."
Mhm.
It's absolutely wild to me, and I cannot wait to hear what Genesis has to say about this because I know it's going to be good.
Genesis of the floor. Oh no.
The floor just has disappeared from under him.
Oh no, it killed him.
He fell all the way down the mine
Did
shaft.
he fall asleep? Oh, Adam's gonna be so upset.
No, I told him to hold his opinion till the end, and he couldn't even make it. 4 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Damn it. This fucking wise guy.
Oh, he's not even muted, so it's not like he walked away. No.
I guess he.
What?
They could say if. I mean, I don't know.
Did you fall asleep?
No, no, no. I'm was right here. The thing, like,
Oh, here it
Why were
comes.
you quiet for so long?
I don't know. I was muted.
No, you weren't.
Oh.
I was looking at you. You weren't muted. Now you're muted.
Oh, I was. I thought I was muted. Okay. No, I
No,
was
no,
muted.
you.
I was up.
And then I
I was
texted
up.
you,
I
and
was
then you
up.
said something completely random, and then you were like, blah, blah, blah.
I had it on my phone near me. Did you text my phone?
Yes, it went off. We heard it.
Oh, in the back here now. Fuck's my phone? Oh, it's in the pillow here.
What's your opinion on this?
I don't know.
Yeah, you fell
I was
asleep.
gonna say something and I forgot.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
Oh.
Were you up doing this?
Do you even know what we're talking about?
Something you was gonna call asinine about the Chase Bank, and you explained the whole Chase Bank scenario about how people get in deposits, something like that, and then that was it.
Yeah, people were depositing checks for fraudulent amounts of money and then withdrawing that money. And then Chase Bank was like, this is just check fraud. And now a bunch of people owe like thousands of dollars to Chase Bank.
Ah, shit! I should have done that.
No, you shouldn't have.
No, that's my opinion.
What?
I should have done it. I should have done it. I should have gotten away with it. Damn.
You wouldn't get away with it.
Yeah, you wouldn't
So
have
why
gotten
did it,
away
why,
with
why
it.
did the trend start? Was it fucking TikTok again?
Yeah, it was a TikTok trend of people being like,
This is why
hey, look
TikTok used to
what
get
you can
fucking
do.
banned in the U.S. and banned across the world and banned all across the fucking universe.
If it wouldn't be on TikTok, it'd be on something else.
Fucking stupid TikTok. TikTok's been the thing that's made all these things happen, though, in the quickest manner.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
so if we didn't have fucking TikTok, it wouldn't have happened all fast.
Then it'd be something else.
It wouldn't have.
Instagram Live.
No, all those things died way too quick.
Instagram is still
Nothing
around.
is as fast as
You can
TikTok.
still go live on it.
Yeah, yeah. You see anybody going on live on that? No, none
Yeah,
of this
I have an
generation
Instagram.
uses
Yeah,
that.
people go live.
None of this fucking generation uses that shit anymore. Everything is fucking TikTok for this fucking stupid gen.
But
Why
yeah,
is this way the number of the demon?
they're nines.
Yeah, but this way is different.
Well, don't look at them that way. They're nines. That's like me looking this way.
Anyway.
Why can't I see the ass? Turn around. Like, what do you mean? Come on.
But I'm still looking at the subject. It's just at a different angle.
Okay. Why can't I see the ass? I only see lines.
Yeah.
Still looking at the subject, not looking at the whole thing. Come on now.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Why do I only see lines? Why can't I see the whole ass?
My God. All right, that's what a world. Do we have anything else to talk about? Sorry, that dominated the entire thing, but I lost it with
No,
the
you're
doing
good.
shit.
You're good. I don't think we have anything else. I think Genesis is a little sleepy.
I'm a sleepy boy because I got drugged up. Fucking taking some drugs.
Always having the drugs.
I take some strong drugs to do
Everybody
my
get
shit.
excited for my Astrobot review next week.
Oh, you're gonna have some
Oh
Astrobot
shit!
coverage next week. Astrobot review. Astrobot
It might not even
draft.
be a deep dive into it. It might just be like, yeah, this game good, 10 out of 10, go play, game of the year, Gotti.
He's gonna be hooked on crack by the time the end of this.
Real quick, I will say, stop comparing it to Mario. There's no reason people are going, this is the Mario killer. We finally got the Mario on PlayStation. It's its own thing. Leave it alone. We don't have to do that. Stop doing that.
This is PlayStation's Mario.
I know,
Everybody's
but
gotta do that, man.
we don't have to.
That's
Stop doing that. I don't.
that that's content. That's views on the
I know,
YouTubes.
but like, I'm seeing people
That's
say
views
that,
on
like,
the
and it's not even.
TikTok, views on the Instagram, views on the Snapchat,
Yeah, but
views
like,
on the
there's no
YouTube,
reason to.
views on the
If you're not
I
trying to get
Twitter,
agree
views,
with
views on
there's
the
Adam.
there's just
Twitter,
nothing we
views on
need.
the
Like, there's
Reddit,
why do we have to
views on
compare
the
everything?
views.
Okay, we got it.
Exactly.
Why do we have to compare everything? Why can't I just like something? I know Astrobot's going to be good. I don't know how good it's going to be. I hope it's really good. Like, but I don't
Because
want
what
to.
would
Next
life
week, I'm
be
not going to be
without
like, this is
comparing
better than
something?
Mario. I'm not going to even compare it to Sackboy. I'm not going to be like, wow, I like this more than the Sackboy game. I like Sackboy on its own. I don't need to fucking put something down to lift this up.
Yeah.
It's good if it's good enough on its
Yeah.
own merits. Let's do that. I'm so sick of it. Getting sick
Yeah.
of that, you know.
I
Fucking
put games
sick.
down all the time.
Kevin, that's you. You can do what you want, but I'm trying not to do that anymore. Now, I will say, am I a hypocrite a little bit because I just compared the Borderlands movie to the Twisted Metal TV show? Absolutely. I'm a human. That's the only thing about me. Like,
You're a human?
I just don't like
Whoa.
comparatives. Like, I understand why we use them sometimes. Like, I thought it was necessary for Borderlands and Twisted Metal. I just don't like how before things come out, we already made up our minds on so many things. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Isn't that the difference though?
I mean,
You're comparing something that has come out already
Yeah,
with
I
like
went through
Borderlands
it.
or Twisted Metal.
I mean, Borderlands, if I didn't have Twisted Metal, I'd still have the same criticisms with it.
Hmm.
but isn't that just experience?
What do you mean?
Okay. You said that you hate how like judgment is basically passed before things come out, which is a blanket, right? But that's because everybody has experience with this shit.
Yeah,
Like
so,
video
yeah.
games and stuff. When we're looking at like a trailer for a video game, especially if it shows gameplay, there'll be times when you're like, "Ooh, no, no, we've been down this road. We've seen this. This is
Absolutely
bad."
correct, Kevin. You're absolutely correct. We even do the Open Critic scores guessing game because it's fun.
That's true.
But
Hmm.
at the same time, I'm so sick of, like,
Or are
it's
you talking about
fine.
the people who like
It,
shit on games?
it doesn't have to. I mean, shitting on them is usually the biggest issue I take with this, but it doesn't have
Okay.
to be like, if you see Astrobot and go, oh my god, what kind of game is this? And somebody goes, yeah, it's like Mario. You get like power ups. It's 3D platformer. Yeah, sure, it's Mario. Like, okay,
Hmm.
sure, but like, comparatively in a way where it's before it comes out, even after it comes out, just being like, Astrobot's so good, but it's worse in this aspect because Mario did this better. It's worse because Mario did this better. That line of thinking is getting so annoying because
Okay.
games take from other games and some do it better, but you don't have to point every fucking thing out. Like, when I play Assassin's Creed Shadows, I know there's going to be things Ghost of Tsushima does better than it. And I'm not,
Hmm.
I hope to God when I'm talking about Shadows, I'm not like, well, I did like it, but also this part was better in Ghost of Tsushima. Unless the whole game is like way worse than Ghost of Tsushima, which probably is, you know what I mean? Fucking get those views, Adam. But like, I just don't like how we have to harp on something before it even comes out. Like, this is gonna be the Mario killer. Mario's gonna have to step up its game. Like, it's fucking Astrobot. It's doing its own thing. It's similar to Mario in some ways, but like, Astro doesn't go, wah. Has Mario sung before? Astrobot has. He's singing I Am Astrobot in the trailer. They
One damn
confirmed that was
thing.
him. Like,
Hmm.
which is wild.
Mario
Never even
doesn't
heard him
dance.
sing. But yeah, like Astrobot's
Mario
got
can't
4 dance
fly.
moves in Astro's Playroom, all set to the
Hmm.
D-pad. One of them's the floss. That will not age well. But so what? Like it's fine to compare something when you're criticizing, when you're talking about it, but to constantly compare something before it even comes out and just say shit about shit to knock other shit down is getting so tiresome as time goes
Okay.
on.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how many bad takes I've seen of, yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadow's not going to be good because Ghost of Tsushima did it better. Yeah, maybe. Play the game. Let's wait. Let's calm down, everybody. Like,
Hmm.
who cares? Who cares if it did it better? Is it still fun? Is it still a good game? It can be. Yeah, Outlaws isn't good because the other Assassin's Creed games, I liked how they upgraded more. Yeah, maybe you could have, but also we don't need that. Great, cool. Yeah, the upgrade system and how you unlock skills and stuff doesn't seem like it's for me in Outlaws, where you have to do certain missions.
Oh,
There's
I
not a
love it.
skill tree.
I love it.
Some
It's
people
so
like it,
cool.
some people don't like it. Not my cup of tea, but if I play the game, maybe I'd like it. I don't know. You haven't heard me going, oh, fucking stupid ass skill system. Fucking, it's going to ruin the game for me. Like, who cares? Who cares? I just don't understand.
I
Everyone's
mean,
turning into a Larry, and it's really getting really annoying.
Maybe
okay, okay,
Ubisoft just
yeah,
stopped
no, I
making
get it.
games, then they
No,
wouldn't have these things happen,
Whoa,
you know?
whoa,
Then
whoa.
things like this wouldn't happen. Maybe Ubisoft
hey,
just goes bankrupt, everybody gets fired, and this doesn't happen anymore. Then you have no more comparison
hey,
of games.
man, hey, man. It's you do
Let's
you,
move on to the
man.
next thing.
You do, man. You do you. I'm just
Let's move on
saying,
to
it's
the
just,
next thing.
oh,
Everybody's like, the fact of the matter, I guess, is that you can make content with your own opinions, and it arguably, I don't know if that's the right word for you that I should be using here. Arguably, like the more heavily opinionated your argument is, the more potential views you get. Is that right? Like basically, if you fly
yeah.
off the handle on something, like one of the things that everybody freaking flew off the handle on with Outlaws was K Vest looks ugly. I'm like, what? What? She looks like a person.
You mean the
That's all that
lady you don't
matters.
look at
Immediate
her face 95% of the time you're playing? Crazy.
immediate comparison was to two specific games was FF7 and Stellar Blade because they're like, why do these two games have girls that we can look at and actually digest, and this one you make her look like a piece of shit?
Well, the argument for that is, why does the looks of someone change your interest in a game?
Yeah.
Did everybody play Uncharted because Nathan Drake is attractive and had a nice ass? I didn't. My mom probably wanted to.
I
She would
mean,
comment on his ass all the
I
time. I'm like, you should see Stellar
I will
Blade.
say, I will say, with games that have uglier protagonists, I don't know how they do. I mean, I would okay. As human nature, I think they do worse than games that have better looking protagonists.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. I don't know a game that actually has an ugly protagonist that did very well.
I don't.
Doom.
Just because he's not your cup of tea, Kevin, doesn't mean he's not mine. But my issue with that is, okay, sure, we have to judge the protagonist based on looks. When does that stop? Would we have
It.
Not
not
women.
I don't.
played? Would people have not played Last of Us if Ellie looked like the girl from the TV show? Why does the attractiveness of a 14-year-old girl character change someone's opinion about a game?
I don't. I
I
mean,
don't know.
that's
Now
more
that's
judgment towards
something. Yeah,
Abby
yeah. That's
than
uh,
Ellie, but like,
what? How is Abby ugly?
oh,
She's super
Oh my
she's
god.
buff. Like
yeah,
I don't. Okay,
she just
great.
looks
She
like
can
she
lift
looks
you
like a
Yeah.
big
everywhere.
asshole.
What a crime. But like,
I wouldn't say she looks like a dude. She's
eh,
built like a dude, but she looks like a girl.
she's
So her
built like
face
a
looks like a
lady.
woman, but
She has breasts. She
she's
has a fat ass that's muscular. Like what is everybody talking about? Like I get like I get why some people are like, "Oh, I'm not into like super muscular girls or girls with short hair." But at the same time, still a lady. I've seen transgenders with big asses and big tits. Why aren't you into them? Because you know they have a penis? Who cares? You're not looking at that. I, I just don't understand everyone's criticism over a character's face. Now, is Kay Vess attractive? In some ways, sure, probably. I don't know. I don't look at her often. Does she look kind of weird? Yeah, her hair looks weird in every screenshot of
Her
that game
hair
I've
is
seen.
weird.
That her
Hmm.
hair is even weirder on console. I've seen the PC ones less weird, but it's still weird. The actress who plays her, attractive lady. Does it come across in the game? Not so much. Does
I
it
think that's what
matter?
people
Does it
were
change?
upset because they're like, oh, if the actress was attractive, why did you decide to make the character look this way? When you know the actress is attractive, just use her face.
Well, the
I think
actress
that was
is
the issue
attractive.
that people were talking about. That
That
like, and it comes down to the Western and Eastern thing as well again, because all these Eastern games have all these attractive looking women, and the Western games they just want to do what they want to do. Same thing with Abby got brought up again, then this lady got brought up, then like it's the same
Aloy.
argument that
Aloy's brought up.
yeah,
Wow, they made Aloy ugly
yeah,
and fat. No, Aloy
yeah.
looks like a person. Sometimes it's not flattering at certain angles, like other people. Like it makes no sense. That argument is so stupid. Not what you just said, but that argument is so dumb. Of how like I can't play a game if a lady's ugly, but you can play a game if a dude's. Are you judging the dudes too? Like I don't.
I
What?
don't. So like, on a personal level, I don't think I wouldn't play a game if a lady was ugly or a
Would you
dude was
play a
ugly.
game if a dude was ugly?
I don't know. I don't think that would stop me. But I think it does help my appeal to the game if the guy or the
Or
girl
the game?
is. I was gonna say game,
Oh.
but if the guy or the girl, because I said it twice, I'm slurring my words a little bit.
Oh,
Uh,
he's drugged.
yeah, I'm drunk a little.
Drunk
If
on
you know,
morphine.
if the girl or the guy was attractive, because I'll be honest with you, like obviously I've played so many hours of Stellar Blade, like there is besides the gameplay, besides the actual game itself, obviously that's one of the reasons why I play Stellar Blade. The protagonist is very attractive in the game. I I've put hours into Devil May Cry. You know, Dante is the way he is, and I've put hours into Final Fantasy 16. Clive is the way he is. Like, you know, it it does. It's so weird
I,
because I'm not a person who judges the game based on the looks of a character in the game, but I think I've made the comment before of like, God, this person or this dude or this girl is ugly as fuck. Like,
I,
I don't want to play as them as often.
yeah, I will say, Genesis, that is the most liberal thing you've ever said on this podcast. Talking about how the games you're playing are attractive dudes. Most people would be like, no, the women have to be attractive. Who cares what the dudes look like? I'm not into them.
No, when Dante's thing got when his face got revealed in five, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he looks like a fucking hobo." I was like, "No, he doesn't. At least he doesn't look like a fucking knockoff Tom Cruise. He looks really good in this. Like, I actually like the way he looks. He looks
Hmm.
awesome. He is a fucking demon slaying, badass motherfucker that looks
Yeah,
good." Same thing with Clive. Clive is a extremely handsome looking dude, and I'm like, Jill is fucking the shit out of him because he's got a British accent and he can fucking lift you like there's no tomorrow.
you want to know
So
what Kay Vest looks like? An outlaw.
Right.
Her actress looks like an actress, and she's attractive because her face is what she uses to sell her work, her acting skills as well. But it clearly comes down to looks. A
Yeah.
character doesn't have to look like an attractive person. It can be a bonus. I'm
I
sure
will
there's
tell you
somebody who
though,
bought Stellar
you
Blade who's like, I don't care about this lady's fat ass. This game is fun though.
I will tell you though, and you've probably seen me do this, is I will always go to whatever the more attractive looking person. I'll take Call of Duty for example. There's so many operators in that game, right? And you can choose to play in the multiplayer. I will instinctively go for the more attractive people to play as. I always avoid the ugly people. I just don't want to play as them.
Props to
I don't like how they
Genesis,
look. I
just
don't like.
avoiding ugly people in all aspects of his life,
I look.
but
Listen,
not being sexist about avoiding ugly people. That is progress. That's
no,
literal
I mean,
progress.
yeah,
whether it's a
yeah.
dude or a lady, if the
Yeah.
dude's ugly looking, I'm not gonna play as him. If the lady's ugly looking, I don't want to play as. I don't know. For me.
Hey,
I,
would you
I
play a
guess I
game
will
as
say this.
Freddy from Love Is Blind UK? I know I would.
Like,
No, Adam, don't make my hopes go up like that, buddy boy, please. God, if I could
I
play
mean,
with Freddy from Love Is Blind,
I'm.
I'd be going around fucking all the girls all.
We're talking. Oh no! Please, Pretzel, don't take me out. Um, While we're talking about all the characters that we play, I usually for like Call of Duty, I'm usually playing based off wardrobe, and Genesis knows that. I'm
Yeah,
always
I
like,
I
oh
will
man,
play
check
off of
this skin
wardrobe as
out.
well.
Oh
There's
man, check
some
this
there's some
skin out.
skins that I like in Stellar Blade. There are some outfits, even though they're super revealing and this and that and look great, like they look amazing. I won't play those outfits because I don't like the wardrobe because I'm not like God, I'm not a. Also, it's too distracting. Um, I'm not a dude who will choose that particular outfit just because I want to see her like in 20% clothing and the rest of it is all there. Like,
I get it.
you'll see me wear some of the suits and stuff. Like Adam's watched me play sometimes, and I'm wearing like
Yeah,
full outfit. Like I'll be like, Adam, look at the
he
fucking
showed me
sweatshirt.
all
He's
the
like, what?
outfits.
Adam's like, what the fuck?
He's like, I got new outfits. I'm like, I'm already ready. I'm already in your share screen. You're like, I didn't even start one. How did you do that?
But yeah, I'll agree with Kevin. It's a lot of like wardrobe even affects my decision. So
Yeah, I
I
would
like,
say wardrobe is a
does it
bigger
stop
factor
me
for
from
me.
playing a game? Like, okay, I'll take Mary Jane for Spider-Man 2. From 1 to 2, a lot of people complained about she looks like a completely different person in 2. Meanwhile, it's just her hair down, and I'm like, how the fuck did you do this? But does that ever stop me from playing the game? Nah. I
Nah.
don't know if
Or
if
like,
looks would ever
I
stop
will
me from
say
you
the
know,
playing.
only thing
It
that
would
almost
make
stopped
me.
me from playing the game is what Peter Parker looks like, because I still think he looks like a twink, and I'm not a fan of it. Not anything against twinks,
um,
just don't like this
right.
one.
Um,
It's growing on me over time, though. It's
and
growing
then
on me.
another
One more
another
game.
great another great example of how much wardrobe matters to Kevin. Mongo.
That's true, Mungo. Yeah, you played as I always played as that small little tiny girl, the tiny girls in the finals, and you
Yeah,
always going for Mungo, the big ass
I
fucking
went the big ass
mummified
guy,
fucking
put him in
Mungo.
a tutu because I was able to.
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, it's wild. You know how there was a campaign on the interwebs where people were like, they nerfed Stellar Blade's sexiness, so they put a campaign to get like that back. And the
Oh yeah,
developer
yeah.
was like, we just updated it for stuff like just, and people were like, no, you made the outfits unsexy.
They gave them the outfit, like they gave them the ones
Yeah,
that they wanted
a
too.
lot of them ones, a lot of the ones that they changed, they reverted back or they just updated the style and it looked better. And I understand why they changed things, like whatever. The main person on the internet who started that campaign, who started a fucking one of those signing campaign things, he over the last week has been getting fucking yelled at because he started a Kickstarter like 4 years ago of a video game, so it's not woke, and then people are just realizing that he hasn't worked on it for 2 years. And he's been still promoting it, and they're like, it's a scam. And he's like, no, guys. This is also the guy who helped spread the Aloy's ugly thing, and one who shared the image of like some guy who put makeup on a bunch of female characters. I'm like, wouldn't they be prettier if we did this? And it's like, why would Aloy put
The
on
thing,
18 pounds of makeup before she fucking went on a journey to save the Forbidden West?
the problem. What the fuck is that?
Bothers me. What's
Oh
happening?
no!
What's
Hold
happening?
on,
Yeah.
hold on,
What's
hold on,
happening?
Adam.
Oh no.
Hold on.
No. No. No.
Oh shit!
No. Is it?
Oh shit!
We got a code
Yeah, it is.
G?
We gotta go, G.
Oh Jesus.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Hang on.
Oh
Shit!
God. Oh
This is the third
God.
one I killed.
Today?
Not today.
Oh.
In the past week.
Do you live on the bottom floor or something?
Yeah. Oh shit! He's fucking running.
That's oh, don't say, don't narrate, please. For the love of God, don't narrate.
He's fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy.
I will say I went to do my laundry last weekend and there was one on the wall
Oh
and I was
god.
like, oh! And I literally went to the dryer and I was grabbing the shit as fast as I can. And then I was like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. And then I had to walk by it to go back up the stairs. And I was like, please for the love of God, please for the love of God. And it was a big hairy one. And I was like, fuck that, fuck that. And I got to my apartment and I looked at my watch. My heart rate was 164 at the highest. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I think I have to throw up. I don't feel good. I almost called you because I was freaking out that bad. I almost called Genesis
Oh,
to
you
be
could have
like,
called
"Oh my
Genesis,
god,
yeah. I
oh
would have
my
came
god,
too.
man!" No, if I would have called you, I would have had the same voice as when I got the platinum in Sackboy. I would have been like, "Oh my god!" I would have been on the
As if you're
verge
running
of
off the
tears.
ceiling
I
right
gotta
now.
be. It was the
Ugh.
least manliest moment I've had in the longest time. Like just,
All its legs are in this fucking
please, for
picture,
the
and I
love
just
of
rubbed it off
God,
the
stop
ceiling.
narrating. Too many legs. Too many legs.
Donald
I'll
Trump
tell you
voice
right
coming
now,
out.
if
So many
Trump
legs.
if Trump was like, we're getting rid of all Gregs, I'd be like, you got my vote. That's how easy my vote is swayed over this topic. You know what I mean? Never vote for that man unless he
That's
said
the third one
Greg's
I've killed this week.
eliminated. I know
I
all
gotta
the
get my
best pest killers. I haven't seen
God.
one since 1991, the best year.
I gotta get somebody to spray down
They
cold
start
in the
coming out of
basement.
his
They're coming from
mouth.
the basement.
No!
Oh god, that's nightmare fuel, bro.
Kevin, for the love of God, please, no.
That's awful. I don't even want to think about that. That's terrifying.
Don't vote. Don't vote. Anyway,
I vote for
I'm not
presidents
voting.
based on attractiveness.
That'd be a way to win.
based on
That'd be a way to
woke.
win.
Donald Dump. You see that
No,
dumper,
I
Desonato?
think the one of the things that irks people
Look
though is
like
definitely
Daffy.
the styling of the westernized women and the Eastern women. It's just I don't know. Eastern, they've
I
always
mean,
gone for that
I
type
will
of style.
say,
So they've
thankfully, Eastern beauty is becoming more Eastern beauty. It's less westernized than it was. But at the
yeah,
same
because
time,
it's not like when
whatever.
they did Eve, they did Raven, they
Oh,
did Taki, they did like all these girls from Stellar Blade. They don't all have like 1,000 pounds of makeup on their face. They just the way that I guess the Korean developers made their faces obviously is just more attractive. I don't know. Like
I get
Celery.
they choose models. They're like,
Tifa,
if you're doing
Tifa's always been
entertainment, you
put
want to
up.
look at attractive people. I still have never seen an ugly Korean actor in my
That's
entire
true.
life, including that old
That's true.
man from Squid Game. I'm sure in the past he was a stud. Like,
Yeah,
that's just
there's
a
one dude I
law
saw
for
on
them.
one of these like I was watching a trailer for one of these shows I was interested in on Netflix, and dude has the most chiseled face, and I was like, what the fuck? What is wrong? How? What? I don't understand. I
now
don't
hold
get it.
on. Now hold on. You said the most chiseled face. Now hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Is it the same as the main character from Starship Troopers?
Oh, Casper Van Dien.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Also,
I mean, I
that
was gonna
man's
make a
aging, and
comparison,
his
but
head is like it's getting weirder looking and weirder looking as time goes on.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
he's not as buff,
Hmm.
so like his head is still like huge and like square.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely correct. That man's face is chiseled as all hell.
His
Hold on,
chin.
I'm
Oh my
putting a
god.
picture in chat of him now, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, he's old, but also his face still very square."
Uh.
So yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, right. But look how thin his body is now.
Right.
It looks weird. Looks weird. Looks like a guy wearing a cube mask.
Yep.
Like if Dead Mouse took off his hat and his body was still too tiny for his giant head. It's kind of look like he's got a DJ mask on. It's great. Like a
I freaking
Minecraft.
love. I love that freaking Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing for Starship Troopers and that guy. Oh, so funny. I'll find it. I'll find it.
All right. Do we have anything else? Destiny, you got anything to say about beauty standards in games? Do you care about playing a beautiful character, an ugly character? You play the Elden Rings and the FromSoft games. Do you make your character as beautiful as possible, or do you just go with whatever you feel like?
I mean, past Souls games, I didn't really go too hard in the character creator thing. I just like make some dude. But in Elden Ring, I tried to make my character look like Samus. I think it's the only one where I actually play as a female character too. Um, this one and Code Vein were the only two games I think where I made my own female character,
Okay.
and
Do
I
you play
tried to make them
games?
look like somebody.
Do you play games based on attractiveness, or does that sway your decision at all?
Um, I think it would just I look for the waifus, so um, it would only help.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I played. I mean, I feel like I played plenty of things where like there's no like super hot character or something.
Yeah, my favorite game of all time is Infamous. Has anybody seen Cole in the 2009 version of Infamous? He was so ugly. They tried to make him into like a Nathan Drake looking character, and then the audience was like, "No, make him the scrubby looking guy he looked like before." And then they did.
Yeah.
Still wild that they changed him, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is this?" And like Infamous. It fucking doesn't even look like Cole. What the hell is this?
Hmm.
Just wild. Little Big Planet. Sackboy. I play because he's attractive. No, fucking play because fucking Sackboy. I'm not attracted to any of the GTA characters in GTA 5 or San Andreas or Vice City. Like wild stuff. Far Cry, don't even see that guy.
Stuff.
Red Dead, Arthur, very attractive man. Very attractive man.
Trying to remember what the fucking shit. I remember what
Batman,
movie this was.
I think the Bruce Waynes in all the Batman games looks really weird.
Hmm.
Man, that's so weird. Looking at the two faces right now.
Yeah, I know. It's like
But
two.
then there was this. I freaking found it. It's not. It's the movie Space Mutiny. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. Okay. I'll put it in
Also,
the chat.
Two Face been revealed for Joker 2. Harvey Dent, he's showing up. We gotta look at Harvey Dent and Joker 2. Can't wait. Will he become Two Face in that one? I don't know, but I'm still excited for it. All right, I think that's about the end.
All right, let me wrap this thing up. Thank you everybody for joining and watching Crafting a Chat today, and we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Look forward to Astrobot impressions, review everything from Adam, and let's keep our eyes peeled for a potential state of play coming this month with maybe a PS5 Pro announcement. Um, Other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Twitch.tv/craftingachat, youtube.com/starting2a with two R's. And everybody take care and play some video games with attractive looking people, guys. Keep supporting the right cause. Take care. Bye.
Astrobot review, get excited! And have I seen every video game mainstream movie? I have, except